that could have opened the door even if it was.
Good morning, online universe. Happy Monday.
Other news this morning, Texas state troopers recovering after being shot during a weekend chase and felt furious. The Department of Public Safety says the trooper began chasing a suspect vehicle after the driver tried to evade a traffic stop on 281. Troopers deployed spike strips, ending the chase, but the suspect opened fire as officers approached. They returned fire, killing the suspect. Texas Governor Greg Abbott says he believes multiple caravans.
What kind of a madman? Police are approaching you and you're going to open fire on police officers.
Somebody with a death wish.
Unless you're
You have a
a
death
big
wish.
fan of suicide by cop.
Agreements that I reached with the governors of Mexico, where they are doing their part to help secure the border from the Mexico side of the border.
The governor also credited work done by Mexican police. Texas is also planning to have the National Guard and DPS work to block border crossings to stop illegal immigration. The Texas Republican Party adopted a new party platform over the weekend that specifically opposes
And one good thing about when Brian's in,
transgender identity.
it's quick.
Ah,
The newscast,
okay.
you'll see we're going to get it a lot earlier.
Includes the section titled Homosexuality and Gender Issues. It declares the Texas Republican Party's formal opposition against giving special legal status to gay men and women. The platform also opposes using public funds for homosexuality, transgender, or diversity and equity inclusion centers and for gender-affirming care.
I was watching Real Time with Bill Maher, and
Yeah.
I missed it last week. There's a meltdown of the Washington Post.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, I totally missed that. That's a great story. He handled it very, very well. And his point was the woman who complained is a millennial.
Yeah.
What ought to give us hope and optimism is that we've come a long way.
He says it's important that all Americans understand our history, even the bad parts.
Man killed a graduation party. My goodness.
There's no mail today.
Well, you know,
Banks are closed
what's a
too.
party without a guy getting killed?
Yeah.
News Radio 1200 WOAI.
A new report out
I remember the worst thing that ever happened at a party is you ran out of beer.
Yeah, exactly. Jimmy Munoz, good morning from Midland, Texas. Beautiful.
It's been a week there one day.
TikToker's parent company ByteDance is based in
I used
Beijing.
to go through Midland on the way to Big Spring. My brother was stationed at Webb Air Force Base in Big Spring.
Ah,
BuzzFeed report out today claims ByteDance employees in China have frequently accessed private data on U.S. users. TikTok now says it is moving data on U.S. users.
Tracy Bogert, what is up? Yes, sir. Astros win.
Yeah.
About user security. 5:05, time now to check your money in the world of business with the Bloomberg News Desk.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Ownership
and you might want to
is
ask him what he's going to want to do at the bottom of the hour,
celebrities like Bill
because we're not going to have live Ed Corey today.
and Arnold Schwarzenegger are investing
You
in
might
big
want
brands
to
thanks
play
to
these
connections
recorded
made
ones.
through Main Street Advisors.
They've really been able to push forward this.
Tracy says price of gas went down a
I
dime
know. Where?
at his house.
Well, you know, mine went down 8 cents.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Happy days are here again.
Star Power.
Woo!
Yeah, now it's just high.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one that you're playing right there. If you go to the button bar, you'll see it on there, and it updates every hour.
Larger scale. Kelly says the move could have other firms taking notice of the potential for their own piece of the pie.
It's a long game. Maybe it's hard to replicate, but given their success, you have to think other people are looking at it.
Lisa Mateo, Bloomberg Radio.
No matter where you are, we are live anywhere on the iHeartRadio app. I'm Brian Gann, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Pool season is here, but open roles got you underwater? Check out Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75
Yeah, that was kinda
towards your
cool.
first
That
sponsored
is
job.
cool.
Terms and conditions.
Should I turn his mic off, or is he good? Like,
He'll be on. Yeah, he doesn't.
all right.
Yeah,
Just making sure.
yeah, he's a pro.
Whether it's roaches, spiders, scorpions, or ants, ABC.
Yes, Jimmy, NBA draft the 23rd, I think.
Thursday.
This Thursday.
Yes,
What will the
7
Spurs
o'clock.
do?
that's a good question. We will talk about that coming up on Thursday morning,
Woo!
right here on the very program. The Spurs have like what 9 picks in the first round, and we're 11th right now, right?
I think.
Yeah.
And the other two are in the 20s.
Yeah.
Basically taking growth factors with healing
Still.
properties from your own body.
Yeah.
And putting them
Highest since Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan.
Medical professionals. It's
Missed Tim
exciting
Duncan.
in-office non-surgical treatment can repair and restore damaged tissue in your joints. No surgery, no drugs, no downtime. And patient satisfaction reports are incredible. Call QC Kinetics now to learn more about regenerative medicine. Get a free in-office consultation. 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. They're in Hollywood.
Spurs have 9, 20, and 25, and 38 in the next round.
Damn. 9.
Yeah, 9, 20, 25 in the first round,
So
and 38 moving into this.
I'm hearing the Beatles Revolution number 9.
Number
Thursday
9.
morning.
Number 9. I like it. Number 9.
Anything we can do to give them, some sort of karma.
Absolutely.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, liberty.
This is it. Your last chance to win the new $15 million prize of a lifetime from Publishers Clearinghouse. There are just days left to enter to win $15 million on June 30th. So you must enter at PCH.com before it's too late. $15 million, all for you. But time is running out, so enter now at PCH.com.
Thank you and good morning. For it must be cloudy this
What, no happy Monday? The fuck, bitch?
Enter now at
She's just not happy.
Second weather's in there.
28, no purchase necessary.
Gotcha.
Paid at least $390,000 annually for it prohibited.
Hi, I'm Elmer at Elmer's.
Hey, Elmer.
And right now, I'm looking for good plumbers,
He's Elmer.
technicians, AC installers, and customer service folks to join our team. You don't have to have a lot of experience. We can teach you everything you need to know. We have a training center, but I can't teach someone to really care about doing the job the right way to have a service heart towards a customer. You have to bring these qualities with you to the interview. Reliability, quality, honesty. If this is you, then I'm going to pay you more than average to start because happy employees make happy customers.
To apply, go online to callelmers.com. News Radio 1200, WOAI, an iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeart Radio app. Number 1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one.
San Antonio's first news with Charlie Parker.
Good morning and welcome into Monday, the 20th day of June. We are 2 weeks from 4th of July. Say good morning to Brian Gann in for Charity McCurdy. How you doing, Brian? And Chris Duel, how are you?
I am great. The final full day of spring. Did
Yes.
you realize that? We're still in spring with these temperatures.
Yeah, I live in South Texas. Yeah, I did not realize that. We were in summer about 3 months ago.
It'll only get hotter.
Oh, yeah, that's all we can wait for is it'll only get hotter. All right, let's get traffic and weather.
We still have long-term road construction right now on I-10 heading westbound between Loop 1604 and going to Loop 410. This project will be going on until later on this year, so they're widening the main lanes there from 4 lanes to 6 lanes, and then also adding auxiliary lanes between the entrance and exit ramps. This should, again, be completed later on this year. I'm William Chotwell, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Sunshine and clouds mixed today, highs 101. Tomorrow, intervals of cloud and sunshine, highs 100. And on Wednesday, sunshine along with some clouds, highs in the upper 90s near 100. 75 right now. Today, a federal holiday to celebrate Juneteenth. We'll have more on that coming up. Matt Fitzpatrick wins the U.S. Open, and he came up clutch on the last hole. We'll talk about that coming up. Some of my weekend observations. I saw a thing yesterday morning on ESPN that had me in tears. It was about a kid or a man who lost his kid in a car accident, all torn up about it. And it just coincidentally, a guy wrote a book called A Year of Playing Catch, What a Simple Daily Experiment Taught Me About Life. His name happens to be the same name as the kid who died. And as a fluke, he was Googling something about his schedule. So he Googled himself and came up with the kid's obituary, sent the dad a book. And long story short, the dad is now in the process of playing catch with somebody every day for a year. Didn't think it would take off, went on social media, and he's got people lined up to play catch with him. It had me in tears. We're gonna hunt this author down, and Chris and I will do an extended interview. We'll podcast it for you just because I found it so moving.
And to tie into my favorite movie of all time, Field of Dreams, at the very end, a father and son. Here we are the day after Father's Day, and the powerful meaning of having a catch. And here this guy writes a book about doing that every day for a year.
Every day for a year. And I'm telling you, it had me in tears yesterday morning. I was awake before everybody else in the house was. And yeah, it was great. Nothing better than a good cry on a Sunday morning, especially Father's Day.
I am always so embarrassed when I am watching something on TV and I start to cry, and my wife walks in, and if it's ESPN, you're not supposed to be. There's no crying while watching ESPN. Oh yes, sometimes there is.
Sometimes there is. This one caught me by total surprise though, because I was not expecting this. I was just trying to catch up on what I missed Saturday evening or Friday, Saturday evening, because it was Father's Day, and I thought, all right, see what happened. And that comes on and just floored me. Just floored me. And then I'm out Saturday during the day running some errands. And I remember about a week and a half ago, we had a study that people were going to start driving less because of gas prices. Looking at the traffic on the road on Saturday, I can't tell. I cannot tell. It looks like more people on the road than ever.
People have not changed their habits. I would agree with you. I am amazed at the traffic I still run into with these gas prices.
Yeah. I thought for sure Saturday morning, here I am running errands. I thought, it'll be nice, no traffic. It was worse than a Friday afternoon.
And I am consciously, I'm not doing a lot, but I'm consciously trying to consolidate my trips and back it off a little bit. Every time I fill up at the gas pump, I am more motivated. It's like, well, I got to minimize these trips here. But gosh, the traffic is everywhere still with these prices.
And some other things coming up this morning. The Uvalde school shooting investigation continues, and a report out of the Express News just had my mouth hanging open. I didn't know what to say. We'll discuss that coming up. The College World Series, at least A&M's still alive.
Hey man, I'll take that. I preferred the Longhorns, but A&M beat them and beat them big.
Yes, they did.
So gig 'em Aggies.
Yes, they did. And when it comes to the inflation that we're all going through, will there be a recession? Well, Janet Yelton over the weekend says, hey, other countries have it just as bad. I'm sorry, Miss Yelton, I don't care about other countries right now.
This is America.
Yeah, all that coming up. Yeah, I heard her say that. Now, what the fuck do I care about other countries, man? Fix it here.
Yep.
I've never seen a used car market this high. But when she
Yes, and gas prices have gone down to $4.65 in Bexar County. I paid $4.59. No, $4.63. I'm sorry, in Bexar County. I paid $4.59 yesterday.
I paid $4.59 yesterday also at the Valero on Austin Highway and what was across the street? It's over there by.
You were out of 09.
Bun and Barrel. Just out of the 09.
Oh, you're right.
By Tongs
my daughter lives right behind Bun and Barrel.
Wow.
Yeah, my other daughter lives right down the street from there.
I go to Tongs Thai normally.
Oh yeah.
Every week. It's one of my favorite restaurants of any cuisine.
Yeah, my daughter lives in apartments right behind.
Unbelievable.
Bun and Barrel. And then my other daughter, if you just go down Van Diver, lives in a house about 3 blocks down from my other daughter.
Crazy.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, they rode out together this weekend, which is unusual. Usually they drive separately, but they, gas prices hitting them. They came out together.
Good idea.
Yeah. And we had a blast, man. Cindy had pulled out boxes of pictures. So we're sitting there going through pictures yesterday, man. It's like, holy crap. Some girls when they were little.
Charlie joining us this morning from Brass Castle, New Jersey.
New Jersey, get a rope.
Technically known as Washington, New Jersey.
Huh? What? Huh?
Charlie, that's news to me, man. Welcome in from Jersey. It is 48 degrees and overcast
Shit.
this morning in Brass Castle, New
It was
Jersey.
59 degrees in Boston yesterday when they were playing that golf tournament. Yeah. And here we are in 100.
I'll still take it. It's I mean, for the winters we get,
Yeah.
it's the price we pay, and I'm cool with it.
Chances are you're jamming in your car right now. And since
You're jamming on the one.
car insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Limu and I are going to show you some safe.
All right. After we do traffic and weather, we're going to bring up your brush with Bruce Bowen on
Yes.
Friday. First, I'm going to say, I was checking out Bruce Bowen's Twitter feed over the weekend, and he said he was standing right in front of Chris Duel and wanted to say hi and didn't want to bug him.
Very funny.
See, that's funny shit. And then Charity story about Antonio Daniels. I always liked Antonio, man.
Oh man, me too. And as I mentioned, I don't know if I tweeted the two of you, but I know he's got like 2 summer basketball games coming, so he'd be a great extended interview as well.
Easy to get a hold of him.
Yeah. Yeah, I had 185 likes and 62 comments on the Bruce Bowen, and that's just on Facebook. I also put it on Twitter, and I got a reaction on Twitter as well.
Sure.
And everybody had a story, and everybody had a. I ran into John Lucas one time when he was head coach of the Spurs.
John Lucas, wow.
And as we go through, I got a great way back
Ooh, nice
brush with Spurs that involved beer.
Just ahead of a quick update from Brian Gann in for Charity McCurdy. It's going to be hot. Just how hot? We welcome in News 4 San Antonio meteorologist Jeanette Kaye. Good morning, Jeanette.
Yeah, good morning. Partly to mostly cloudy this morning. Very humid as well. Temperature starting off in the mid-70s. This afternoon, mostly sunny, hot, humid, and breezy. Forecast high of 101. Plus a 10% rain chance. Could see a sea breeze shower coming this far west. Going into Tuesday, we'll have mostly cloudy skies to start, ending up mostly sunny with a 10% rain chance and a high of 100 degrees. The triple-digit heat continues through the rest of the week. In fact, it may intensify a bit late week into the weekend. Wednesday, mostly sunny, high 101. Thursday, plenty of sunshine with a high of 102. Friday and Saturday, sunshine with a forecast high both days.
Could have done this in 20 seconds.
Yeah.
It'll be freaking hot this week.
93 degrees. Some Sahara Delta
It's going to be hot. Deal with it.
Yeah. Now let's go to sports.
Into Thursday, however, I don't think it'll be as bad as last week. As always, stay cool and stay safe. I'm meteorologist Jeanette Kaye. News 4 San Antonio.
Thanks, Jeanette. 75 degrees. Brian, what's going on?
Well, San Antonio police are investigating a drive-by shooting that killed 2 people.
Stephanie, Lucinda, good morning.
West Side Police Chief
John Williams, good morning.
at a family gathering in front of a home.
Look at that across the board. So your forecast has 90s. They're straight hundreds.
Children were playing inside the house at the time, but were not hurt. Police are continuing to look for a suspect. There's a report out this morning that Russian state media claims 2 captured Americans who were fighting for Ukraine are being held by Russian-backed separatists. Russia's RT channel reports the 2 men from Alabama were captured by Russian-backed separatists. State Department says it is closely monitoring the situation. And the U.S. is observing Juneteenth today. It is the first federal holiday that commemorates the end of slavery in the U.S. It became a federal holiday when President Biden signed the legislation last year. Now let's check traffic this morning.
On the west side of town, we just had a grass fire clear. It was on Commerce Street between 24th Street and General McClellan Drive to expect slight delays. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Sunshine and clouds mixed today. Highs 101, 75 right now. Coming up, your Fox Business News, and at 5:40, a shooting at a DC Juneteenth event sees 1 dead and 3 injured. We'll give you details on that coming up. But I was on Bruce Bowen's Twitter feed on Friday, and I was kind of curious because I saw there was a post from him that he was standing in line in front of Chris Duel at HEB and didn't want to bug Chris to say hi.
Now, that would be Bruce Bowen's tweet in an alternate universe. T, as I told you, and Brian, as I tweeted, right after the show, I go to HEB on Friday, and I'm in the express lane, and I turn, and behind me is Bruce Bowen, his jersey on the rafters at the AT&T Center. And I wanted to say hello, but he's looking at his phone. And so I did not make eye contact, and I don't want to be that intrusive Spurs fan. Hey, Bruce, I'm a big fan. No, just leave the man alone. He's looking at his phone. Yes. Now, had he looked at me and had I felt the vibe, Brian, I would have moved in for the greeting, but I chose not to.
Yeah, what was in his cart? Come on.
You know, I thought about that afterwards. You would think as a guy in the news business, I would have been observant,
but
and
you were just
I was
blown away.
I was blown away that Bruce Bowen was behind me, and I was looking for eye contact, and I wasn't getting it. I didn't look at what he was buying.
Did you see who he was talking to on his phone?
He was just looking at it. It was like he was reading texts, or maybe he was looking at Twitter.
He was saying,
Yeah.
Look, I'm standing right here.
Oh. You should have gone up to that guy, Brian, and said, Tony Parker. You would have made his day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, hey, people think I'm Tony Parker. Beautiful.
So what we're going to do today, it is a kind of a slow news day. We'll have everything covered for you, but via our talkback feature, it's pretty simple. You pick up the mic and talk to us. We want your brushes with spurs. Brushes with spurs, and you can go ahead if you've never had a brush with spur. Give us Spurs etiquette. What do you think Chris should have done in that situation? Or if you're in that situation, what do you do?
I had so many people reacting on Facebook saying, he's a great guy. You should have said hi, or no, leave him alone. That's why they like San Antonio, because people don't bother him in public. Everybody's got an opinion on Spurs etiquette when you brush into them.
Spurs etiquette and brushes with spurs. We'll take your input all morning via the talkback feature on our iHeartRadio app. Your chance to pick up the mic and talk to us. Right now, here's your Fox Business News.
Woo! 1/2 hour down.
The markets are closed today for observance of Juneteenth. Oil prices declined this morning with concerns about the global economy slowing down. You may find
my friend Steve Duraco, told a story. His wife, ex-wife. This is a key to the story, and maybe you'll understand why she's an ex-wife.
Yeah.
They were part of this travel club, and they all hold up a sign, "You should be here," and it's kind of so. They're at a restaurant, so she takes this sign with her everywhere because she was ascending as a salesperson in this travel club. So they're at a restaurant, and they see Tim Duncan, Vanessa Macias, and Tim's children having dinner. So Steve's ex-wife walks up and goes, "Wow, Tim is eating," and says, "Hey, can you take a photo holding this sign? You should be here." And Vanessa turns to her and goes, "Excuse us, but we're eating here." Yeah. And Steve's ex-wife goes, "I wasn't talking to you."
Oh no, she did.
Oh, what better way to ingratiate yourself with a spur than to insult his woman?
Yeah.
Who is trying to deflect for him?
Yeah, doing her job.
Oh my! And again, never ever.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
See what I mean? People sometimes just have no filter. You know?
We years ago on the Crosstown Sports Station, we were at Rio Cantina. It was during the Cowboys training camp, and we got the center for the Cowboys, Andre Garrod, to come in. We got him a free meal to be on the radio with us. He's eating with his wife and kids. So many Cowboy fans came up to him, interrupted and he was gracious enough, put his fork down, looked at them, signed what they wanted, smiled,
there-
took a photo.
that is
His
wrong.
meal's getting cold, turns back, begins to eat again. And it was during our show, and I couldn't really intervene.
Get it.
But I was
Embarrassed.
mortified
Embarrassed
for him.
for the fans.
Yeah.
That's the other thing too. I get embarrassed for everyone else, not
Yeah.
just you.
Yeah.
Everyone else
don't
that has
do
to.
that.
Yeah, don't.
Especially when he's, first of all, never when he's eating, but when he's with his family.
Yeah, leave him alone,
If
man.
he was alone,
No,
it's still not
yes,
right.
Unless he
But-
makes eye contact and you
Yeah.
get that, you know what that look
Yeah,
is.
you
Like,
know
hey,
the
what's
vibe.
up? What's
Yeah.
up?
But oh my God, I
See,
felt so
and
bad.
I'm not an autograph person. You know, I don't really care about autographs. I would never ask for an autograph. So, I would just say hi, how you doing, kind of
Yeah.
thing. I'm not.
Yeah.
Hey man, remember that time? Like that Chris fight. Hey, remember when? Yeah.
And I'll bet you Sean Elliott. I'll bet you everybody tells him where they were
Oh yeah.
on the
Hey
Memorial Day.
Sean, I
miracle.
broke my recliner during your
Right,
shot, man.
Sean, let me tell you about where I was.
I just always say, hey man, thanks.
Hector Gomez, Eric Winchester, welcome in.
We don't just say it. Every decision we make and every step we take is guided by our desire to do our work with love and excellence.
Yeah.
Is more than siding, windows, doors, and concrete floor coatings. Our mission is to
That's
transform
pretty
lives
funny
by
that Brian thought he saw
transforming
Tony
others.
Parker.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I'm
called
with you
him.
though. He should have said when he realized it wasn't him. Should have just said, "Hey Tony, how's it going?"
Yeah.
Would have made the guy's day. I'm with you.
Absolutely.
This is not just talk, it's our calling, and it's our privilege to serve you. To learn more, visit us at Southwest Exteriors.
Yeah, Charlie, a lot of people were not down with Pop when he first took over.
Shit. They hated him.
Man, all the way up until 99, you had the, we want Bob Hill. You fired Bob Hill.
And up to 20% bonus upfront just for opening an account. That's right, up to 10% per year, and an upfront bonus just for opening an account. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and if you have money dying in the bank, an IRA or a
Well, if you have a barbecue on a street named Patron Drive, don't you expect something to happen?
Yeah.
With your money, you worked hard for it. Allow it to grow up to 10% per year for your retirement income with an upfront bonus of up to 20%. These are some of the highest guarantees that I've seen. Did I mention the upfront 20% bonus just for opening an account? Call Trajan Wealth to learn how. These are the highest guarantees that I know of, and you can't afford to miss it. With an up to 20% bonus just for opening an account, it's not going to last long. Call 210-985-3100, 210-985-3100, or visit TrajanWealth.com. Guarantees are based on the claim paying ability of the issuing insurance company.
License 36308E and 18580. When your AC
Oh
breaks down,
God!
call Gallo. Digital Duncan works on every brand of air conditioner. When we hook up Digital Duncan, playtime is over. Digital Duncan doesn't guess. Digital Duncan knows what's wrong. When your AC breaks down, call Gallo.
Very cool, Tracy Bogert. Yeah, Mike Gale was a great guy.
Sugar.
God, I liked him a lot.
Is he dead?
He died
Recently, right?
in summer of 2020,
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
shortly after his birthday, which was
Yeah.
July 18th. And it's still on Facebook, and now they're both gone. Gary DeLong did like a 30-minute sit down
Man, I love
on
that.
Facebook Live with Mike Gale talking about the ABA Hemisphere Spurs. It was great. And Mike Gale was gone maybe a month and a half later.
I like me some Gary DeLong too. What a great guy.
Oh my God, a legend and one of the nicest guys in the world.
Ever.
Yeah. And that was so cool for me. And you're of the same age. As a kid, we always watched Gary DeLong
All the time.
with the crazy jackets.
I
And,
have a jacket
Yeah.
at home that I call it. I say it's
Yeah.
from the Gary DeLong collection.
and so when I met him, when I was working with Ashwood, working Spurs games, it was like, wow, that's Gary. So when I finally met, he was like the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah, he would come in here every
Yeah.
now and then. He was a great guy, man. Just a super nice guy. Always liked him. Cha cha cha.
Charlie used to run into Kobe Dietrich at the Bull Moose after a game. Love Kobe, man.
I used to have him on quite a bit.
Seven shot, two dead after shooting at a family
My
barbecue
favorite
in San Antonio. Like Brian Gann, in for
run-in
Charity
with
McCurdy
Spur was
with
George
our
Gervin
Southwest
after the
friendly
night they retired his jersey.
Yeah.
You know, back in the old days in the arena, you could smoke in there, and I
Yeah.
was with my buddy, and we were standing underneath the bleachers hanging out with a guy that we knew that worked there because he would fill our beers up for him. George comes down there and bums a cigarette off of me and says, "Hey, man, why don't y'all come to the party at the Hilton afterwards?" I said, "No, really?" He goes, "Yeah, just tell him I told you he'd come." So we went to his fucking party at the Hilton, man.
That's tremendous.
Yeah. Love me some George Garvin.
This report is sponsored by srgexpress.com.
Let's see how it goes
Specialized
here.
recruiting group takes an individual approach.
So I was at Vitiera a couple years ago, and Mr. Greg Popovich was checking out right in front of me. I thought about picking up his tab, but I figured he could afford it. So I did. Tap him on the shoulder, shake his hand, tell him thanks for all the great memories and everything he did with the Spurs. Besides that, left.
Okay. All right, that'll get it started. We'll do that at 50.
Sure. Yeah, Tracy, we're going to talk about that. The Uvalde story gets worse with every revelation, man.
And I get that it's a small town and they probably were not ready for something like that, but that can never happen again.
No, it can't.
If anything comes from this,
yeah,
it should be that. That can never, ever, ever happen again.
Here we go.
Shooting waited 77 minutes before trying to open two locked classroom doors. Jacqueline Scott reports.
A report in the Senate.
Everybody's got to go on that. It's like
there is nobody.
Arredondo, they've all got to go.
If in that situation, there should not be who's in charge. There should not be a question. Let's all go in.
We go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially it's your children, it's the children of your community. I mean, in any case, but especially
kids have no way to even possibly try to defend themselves. So yes, yeah, I don't understand.
Hey, Ramon is near Tampa, Florida this morning.
We're sorry, Ramon.
Happy Juneteenth, Ramon.
It was yesterday, but okay.
Also crediting work done by Mexican police, Texas is also planning to have the National Guard and DPS work to block border crossings to stop illegal immigration. Well, there are now 2 more cases of monkeypox being reported in Texas.
Monkeypox!
Apparently unrelated, reported in Houston over the weekend. It brings to 3 the number of cases reported.
That's so funny. We went to my sister's a couple weekends ago, and I was mowing my grass, and I hit a branch right here, and I had like a little cut on my arm. We're in the pool. My sister, "What happened to your arm?" I said, "Monkeypox." Funny. She looked at me like, and I said, "Really? Yeah, monkeypox."
Those who've been impacted by monkeypox are said to be isolated.
Monkeypox.
Says the threat to the public remains low. COVID-19 vaccines for kids 5 and under should be available.
Man, what will be the order of flashback today?
You know what? It's up to you. Brian's in charge.
Brian's our guest.
So ladies first?
Well, no, the boss first. And since I'm
same thing, ladies first, boss first is the same thing.
And since I'm introducing it, I'll go last. So Brian, you,
and then you get the leftovers.
Yeah. Okay. And on that, I tease the Kim Commando Daily Tech Update.
Yes, sir.
Federal holiday that commemorates the end of slavery in the U.S.
And of course, the only person we have today is Apelka.
Okay.
He's all over the Joe Biden falling off his bike.
Oh my God.
So the promise and the qualities fulfilled for every one of us.
Seriously, man. Should the president of the United States be riding a bike?
And not if it's him.
No.
That's like Gerald Ford riding. It's like
he's
prone to falling and
he's too old.
Yeah, or if he ever rides a bike, no cameras. If you're at Camp David and he wants to ride the bike.
See, but I'm thinking like this. If he's gonna ride a bike, you got two sets of Secret Service running right next to him so they can catch him.
Oh hell yes! Oh hell yes! Yeah. So that should be the policy. And B, if you are his communication staff, you should have never let that happen.
Yes.
It's like Gerald Ford tripping down airplane steps. It's what he does.
That was some of the best Saturday Night Lives. This is when Gerald Ford was president.
Roll over, Liberty.
Now 17-year-old Riley Whitelaw tells her boss at Walgreens that coworker Joshua Johnson keeps hitting on her, but she's not interested. She doesn't want to work shifts with him. Well, now 28-year-old Joshua Johnson charged with Whitelaw's murder.
Jorge, welcome in.
Didn't like the fact Nicole Hosmer was walking on her street, so Balda shot the woman in the face with a water pistol, and that was enough to get Balda charged with battery. This is my mom. I need some grace.
If you've ever ordered food for work,
Jorge, I disagree. Jorge says, I love San Antonio FC and the Missions, but we need an indoor stadium for both teams to share. It's just way too hot. See, I think that should be our home field advantage.
Yeah.
And for the fans, Jorge, drink more beer.
Yeah, exactly.
some food just doesn't work at work, but Easy Cater just does. Order 24/7 at easycater.com.
Hello.
Traffic and weather together coming up in a minute, but first a check of your money and the world of business from the Bloomberg News Desk.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Ownership is the new endorsement. Celebrities like Billie Eilish, LeBron James, and Arnold Schwarzenegger are investing in big brands thanks to connections made through Main Street Advisors.
They've really been able to push forward this notion of don't just put your name on something that you like, take a stake in it and help build it.
Jason Kelly, chief correspondent for Bloomberg Quick Take, says it's not just star power.
Big institutions, pension funds, and endowments and insurance companies who are putting their money into it as well because they want a piece of this growing business.
And now a $1.1 billion fund will make those deals happen for Main Street even faster and at a larger scale. Kelly says the move could have other firms taking notice of the potential for their own piece of the pie.
It's a long game. Maybe it's hard to replicate, but given their success, you have to think other people are looking at it.
Lisa Mateo, Bloomberg Radio.
No matter where you are, we are live anywhere on the iHeartRadio app. I'm Brian Gann, News Radio 1200 WOAI. Now traffic and weather together. From the WOAI Traffic Center.
Traffic is
Sam Tobias, good morning.
all across town currently. No major accidents to report to at this time. On the south side, we do have a disabled vehicle reported on the right shoulder of I-35 northbound Division Street, so expect delays. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. That number is 210-785-2601. And Sean and Ann's News Radio 1200 WOAI. This report is sponsored by Wendy's Breakfast Baconator. I let breakfast be boring, but it could be better. Wendy's Breakfast Baconator will have you feeling sunny side up all day
Baconator.
long. Wake up to fresh cracked eggs, savory sausage, and oven-baked bacon, of course. Order it and start looking forward to tomorrow morning at participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours only.
Good morning and happy Monday, starting off.
Happy Monday.
She
Yippee-ki-yay.
tells everybody else happy
Yeah.
Monday. Come on, Yippee. And now here's Yippee. Yippee-ki-yay, mother.
Yippee-ki-yay.
By Allstate. Are you a safe driver? Are you looking to save money? With DriveWise from Allstate, the safer you
We should have the Bruce Willis drop after she does and just bleep the mother.
Yeah.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother.
Mother, mother trucker.
Call an agent for a quote today.
San Antonio's first news, Mr. T, along with Chris Duel and Brian Gann in for Charity McCurdy. Up next, it is Flashback. It is brought to you by Brown Chevrolet. And what's the order, Chris?
Well, Brian hasn't been here in a while, so I think it's only fair that Brian's coming off a vacation, so Brian should go first, then you, then me. How's that?
Does that sound good, Brian? You never know. Well, police in Washington, D.C. say a teenager is dead and 3 people, including an officer, wounded in a popular neighborhood during an unapproved Juneteenth celebration dubbed Moachella. Now, according to Police Chief Robert Conti, he said the wounded officer suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Law enforcement was already on the scene of what they're calling that unpermitted event due to a fight that had broken out. And apparently they were treating some of the injuries that happened from the fight when the shooting started. And during a press conference, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser called for accountability. He said, we have a child who was killed today at an event that did not have the proper planning. We need some accountability here.
And Tim, you said this last week, and it's true. It seems like every morning we come in here and we talk about the news, and there's been a mass shooting. Now, one 15-year-old died in this DC shooting, yet multiple people were shot. And the other thing we talk about, it can happen everywhere. And even though it was not an authorized Juneteenth event, people were there to celebrate Juneteenth and come together. And my God, gunfire breaks out and somebody dies.
Yeah, we've talked about this. It was a fight that broke out, obviously between two people that don't like each other. Something caused the rift between the two individuals, I guess, is how it all got started. But then what makes you bring a gun? Okay, I'm going to a Juneteenth celebration. Do I have my gun? Yeah. And then you bring it out and you shoot, and look, bystanders got shot and wounded, a police officer shot and wounded. When is this all going to stop?
It's not, no time soon. And, we've got this legislation on Capitol Hill trying to address this, but good luck. It's so prevalent. It's part of our lives. It's part of our culture now, sadly.
It is sad that we have to think about that. Anytime you go out in public, you have to know, be vigilant. We've talked about that before. Be vigilant. But does it come into your mind when you're getting ready to go somewhere? Do I really want to go to this? Do I want to put my life in my hands to go enjoy myself?
It's sad that is part of the decision-making process.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
God.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just getting out of hand.
Yeah. I don't, we've always had gun violence. It feels in this summer, and it feels since Buffalo and Uvalde, it's kind of spiked. I don't remember it being this consistently bad.
That's what it really comes down to. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Right. But Brian, you mentioned the pandemic, and it's so true. Fights on airlines have gone up since the pandemic. Drive-by shootings have gone up. I heard that in Houston, it's one of the capitals for drive-by shootings. And all of those numbers, including these numbers we're talking about, up since the pandemic.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that that's the world we live in right now. And maybe if we all get together and try to change it, we can, but I don't know how.
I think it starts in your community. I think starts in your sphere of influence, your family, your church, your neighborhood, your friends, your workplace. Just be a better human being and care about one another. And hopefully that starts to spread.
Sphere of influence.
Sphere of influence.
Oh, I love that.
We all have a sphere of influence.
All right. Up next, it is Flashback. It is brought to you by Brown Chevrolet. Ooh, I like that.
Sphere of influence.
Sphere of influence.
So I'm pimping Kim Commando update, and I tossed to Brian after Flashback.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, you do.
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
Sphere of influence. Welcome to the Sphere of Influence. That should be our podcast name.
There it is. Yeah, the Sphere of Influence podcast.
Or as we like to call it, SOI.
Yep.
Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not know what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now.
You can't even go to a damn golf course without getting police action now.
Call 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. That's 800-631-9123.
It's hot, it's humid, it's Texas. You know we're in for a long, hot summer. Owen Ryan for American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Beat back the hot Texas sun once and for all with the cool, clean home comfort of American Standard. Consumer testing says American Standard is
look at that one.
best, but your family comfort means the most.
Wow, in 18 months.
Yeah.
What we do in
Yeah.
Texas.
I'm a millionaire. No, I'm not.
Be Peace of mind is everything in this business. Comfort the way you like it. American Standard Air.
Hey, guess what?
Ever get up close and personal with
It's time for your fixed position R&R auto glass spot.
I gotta
Seriously,
David
it's same
Munoz,
damn time.
I gotta ask David if he knows about that.
Same
when I see him
exact
today.
time, 5:48. We have hit it at 5:48
That
every day.
sucks.
Every day.
That's not serving the client.
No, because everybody at 5:48 already knows about
Yeah.
R&R.
And nobody driving to work in the 6, 7, or 8.
Yeah, that's huh.
The economy is headed for a total disaster. The Fed must shift.
It's a disaster.
Disaster.
And only I can fix it.
Disaster. It's a disaster.
Diversify your retirement savings into physical gold today.
Oh, that's right. There are parades today.
Oh, God.
Free information kit.
I know you're going home to watch it.
Oh, yeah.
Don't lie to me, man. You'll be there glued to it.
To 989898. There's no obligation or purchase required. Again, that's shelter.
He's been carrying that same cigar around
Yeah.
since the championship and still
And
hasn't lit
if somebody
the
put
fucker.
after each series, he does his
Yeah.
time to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Did we see Tim or Manu or Tony?
Nope.
It's time to go to.
No,
No,
they just
they acted like they've
they
been there.
collected their rings and moved on.
All for you. But time is running out, so enter now at PCH.com. The $15 million prize of a lifetime. Don't miss your last chance to win it this June 30th. Enter now at PCH.com. Entries due 6/28. No purchase necessary. Prize paid at least $390,000.
That's when
No
fucking
prohibited.
damn open right there.
And right now, I'm looking for good plumbers, technicians, AC installers, and customer service folks to join our team. You don't have to
Yeah.
have a lot of experience. We can teach you everything you need to
Not
know.
good.
Have a
Micah
training
Dallas,
center.
there's a Texas name.
Yeah, it is.
Really care about doing the job the
Yes,
right
let's
way.
go to Micah Dallas, everybody.
Towards a customer. You have to bring these qualities with you to the interview. Reliability, quality, honesty. And I'm going to pay you more than average to start because happy employees make happy customers.
To apply, like to call Ellers.com. Chris here for the wonderful folks at R&R Auto Glass.
It's 5:48.
It must be 5:48.
Or broken window, get it in there. They can replace any piece of glass on your vehicle.
It's 5:48. Time for your R&R auto glass update.
Military, UTSA, and senior discount. Speaking of discount, ask them about the dual deal. Save even more money.
That was one hell of a shot right there, man.
RNRAutoglass.com. RNR.
That was the golf tournament right there. I cannot believe you hit that shot.
Hotels are winning.
Soaring gas prices.
$5 a gallon.
Keep up with
Here we go.
Here we go.
crime in our cities. Come back a few more times today. This is where we are. News Radio 1200 WOAI.
San Antonio's first news. I'm Chris Duel, along with Mr. T, Tim Merryman, the boss man, Brian Gann, in for Charity McCurdy, Jeremy Kolok, making the show go. He's your Soundscape Stylist. The first Charlie Parker commentary of the morning coming up in the next half hour. And we're just moments away from the Kim Commando Daily Tech Update. But right now, we're going back in time. It is time for Flashback, brought to you by Brown Chevrolet.
Ooh.
Mm.
Man. Oh, man. Wow.
Ooh, 86, 87, or 88. Brian Gann, you are up. Brian going 1986. Mr. T, Tim Merryman, what you got?
A headache, really. I'll go with I'll take the Charity McCurdy formula. I'll take 87.
Tim goes 87. By default, I get 1988. What year was it in Flashback?
Whoa!
87, Mr. T. Tim Merryman takes the first victory of the week. All right, but Brian Gann does have your headlines in the 24-hour news center.
killed 2 people, wounded 5 on the city's southwest side happened during a barbecue in front of a family home. COVID-19 shots could soon be available for children 5 and under, maybe as early as tomorrow. The CDC signed off on the recommendation over the weekend. And 2 more cases of monkeypox being reported.
Monkeypox!
Monkeypox!
1 case in Dallas. Now traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
Traffic is moving at posted speeds. No major accidents to report to you at this time. On the south side of town, we do have a disabled vehicle reported on the right shoulder of I-35 northbound division, so expect delays. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. That number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Full season is here, but open roles got you underwater? Check out Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Mixture of clouds and sun today, highs 101. Tomorrow, mixture of clouds and sun, highs 100. And on Wednesday, sunshine, along with, guess what? Some clouds, highs in the upper 90s, near 100. 75 degrees. Coming right up, your Kim Commando Daily Tech Update. In the 6 o'clock hour, Charlie Parker with a salute to Audie Murphy coming up at about 6:25. And, of course, those were the days brought to you by Brown Chevrolet around 6:48-ish. We're asking you via the talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app, your brushes with Spurs and Spurs etiquette when you do have that brush. I'll share this one with you. Yeah, see, that's that simple. You pick up the microphone, tell us about your brushes with the Spur, and it was guy was, Pop was checking out, so he just thanked him.
Okay, I'm with him, but Spurs etiquette, do you tap him on the shoulder? Do you make physical contact with a Spur
and not
Spurs
live
coach?
to tell about it? No.
I mean, very good guy and wanted to thank Pop, but I don't know if you tap him on the shoulder.
Next question.
You would have gotten the death look and a terse reply.
That's how you keep those conversations with Pop very brief.
Yes. I think every fan needs to experience what reporters go up to Pop and say, Pop, I'm a reporter. I like that.
All right, coming up in the 6 o'clock hour, a very nice tribute to Audie Murphy coming from Charlie Parker at about 6:25. Right now, though, here's your Kim Commando Daily Tech Update.
With cryptocurrency markets crashing.
Okay, Charlie says,
that's funny.
Are you guys old enough to remember the old Ditmar Lumber commercial jingle?
Oh, yeah.
I do not.
Yeah.
I remember Handy Dan, but I don't remember Ditmar Lumber.
Handy Dan. There's a Ditmar Lumber right up by me.
Oh, do you remember the jingle?
No, I'm trying to think of it. It's in my head. Let me go outside and think about that one.
Yeah.
I remember the old Taco Cabana commercial.
Taco Cabana.
Taco Cabana.
Yeah. I remember Sean's mouth moving and they dubbed it.
Yes. I actually hung out with Sean Elliott and Chris Winfrey and Alice at a Taco Cabana when he first started doing their things on a Saturday morning for about an hour.
Very nice. I agree. Yeah, Eric. In fact, I will aim the camera at Jeremy so you can see him. He will eventually have his own camera like we had on Ticket. We're still trying to get the facilities set up here. But there's Jeremy for your viewing pleasure. Jeremy's mom started following me on Twitter, so now I have to behave myself on Twitter.
With 24/7 professional monitoring, SimpliSafe's agents take action the moment a threat is detected, dispatching police or first responders in an emergency. SimpliSafe uses proprietary video verification technology.
All right, Brian Gann has the headlines here in a moment.
Confirm the threat in order to get higher priority 911 dispatch. Monitoring plans are affordably priced at $1 a day with no long-term contract or hidden fees. You can customize the perfect system for your home in just a few minutes at simplysafecam.com. Go today and claim a free indoor security camera plus 20% off with interactive monitoring at simplysafecam.com.
Hi, everyone. It's Andy Everett. With inflation hurting us all, AAA Auger Plumbing Services is here to help. Through June, AAA Auger is offering everybody who mentions this ad 10% off any plumbing service with savings up to...
Yeah, I imagine if you work at an HEB, and Sam, that's where I saw Bruce Bowen. If you work at an HEB, makes total sense that that is where you would see a whole lot of San Antonio Spurs.
If you suffer from ED, 15 minutes could change your life. Peak Performance for Men offers a revolutionary treatment called Focused Linear Compression Therapy. There's no pain, no needles, and no downtime. Now Peak Performance for Men is offering your first complete treatment free, a $600 value with qualifying protocol enrollment. There's never been a better time or a better deal to fix ED.
All right, I'm going to go get some more ice. Did somebody say ice?
At 830-410-8181. Don't let a slick Willie or some Johnny come lately throw you a fast one. Go with a trusted pro you can count on. Your independent American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning dealer is trained to be the best. Quality service before and after installation. American Standard Air.
Thanks, Nolan. Go with the pros at Aramindia, the largest independent American Standard dealer in South Texas. Take it home, boys. Number TXCLA 447668.
What will put you and your love on cloud 9 this June? It's Diamonds Direct's most amazing offer this year. Right now, for a limited time on any purchase, get the best price. Pay nothing down and get 5 years zero interest financing. If you've been swooning over that $5,000 designer ring, right now it's only $85 a month. $3,000 diamond studs, just $50 a month, and they're yours. Don't miss this special limited time financing event exclusively at Diamonds Direct. Get details and more at diamondsdirect.com. On credit.
You need an extra key for your home or business? Need a safe for valuables? Guaranteed Lock and Safe can help. They're a full-service locksmith shop. They can handle your commercial, residential, and automotive needs. With a large selection of key and key accessories, padlocks, and safes, they have the solution you're looking for. They specialize in auto chip keys. And before you go to the dealership, stop by their store on Heber, just past Fredericksburg Road at 10501 Heber. Call them at 494-5500. 494-5500. It's guaranteed Lock and Safe.
Hi, I'm Elmer at Elmer's Heat and Air. And right now, I'm looking for good plumbers, technicians, AC installers, and customer service folks to join our team. You don't have to have a lot of experience. We can teach you everything you need to know. We have a training center, but I can't teach someone to really care about doing the job the right way to have a service heart towards a customer. You have to bring these qualities with you to the interview. Reliability, quality, honesty. If this is you, then I'm going to pay you more than average to start because happy employees make happy customers.
To apply, go online to callelmers.com.
They say cockroaches can survive just about anything. At ABC Home and Commercial Services, we beg to differ. I'm Bobby Jenkins. When you see roaches in your kitchen, bath, or garage, call us. ABC will send a well-trained specialist to your home to track them down and eliminate them. Plus, our treatments are environmentally friendly for people and pets. With ABC's pest management services, cockroaches have met their match. ABC Home and Commercial Services, specialists for your environment.
Just call ABC Home and Commercial Services.
Over the last 30 years, 8 million U.S. service members have returned home after serving our country around the world. The biggest challenge a returning vet faces is getting back to everyday life. And a key to that is personal wellness. iHeartRadio has teamed up with some of America's biggest veteran organizations to create Show Your Stripes, a one-stop destination for veterans and their families to fight.
Wow, Tracy, I didn't realize that. Tracy tells us the Astros are going to play 9 straight games against the Yankees and the Mets. Here's Brian Gann with the headlines.
An update on the deadly shooting in San Antonio that left 2 dead and 5 others wounded at a family barbecue. Good morning, I'm Brian Gann, in for Charity McCurdy with our top stories and traffic and weather together. From the WOAI Traffic Center.
Traffic is moving at posted speeds. No major accidents to report to you at this time. On the south side of town, we
Human safety reported on the right shoulder, right 25 northbound division, so expect delays. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. That number is 210-785-2601.
Yeah, they're coming in now.
News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Beautiful. Louisa, good morning.
Sunny and continued hot today. High of 98. Currently 74 at News Radio 1200 WOAI. More details on that shooting that took place at a family barbecue coming up. But first, an update to breaking news in San Antonio. Authorities are investigating what appears to have been a drowning along the Riverwalk.
Jesus.
San Antonio
Oh, wow.
police responded a few hours ago to reports of a body in the channel at the Riverwalk near St. Mary's Street and East Commerce Street. Man told police he was walking when he saw the body inside the river. Immediately ran to call authorities, and again, police are on the scene. We'll have more details.
Man, that's prime,
yeah.
Prime downtown location.
San Antonio police are investigating a drive-by shooting that killed 2 people, wounded 5 others on the city's southwest side. Police Chief William McManus says it happened at a family gathering in front of a home.
Wow, Sri Lanka in the house.
No way.
Yeah. Bhatia Lakmal from Sri Lanka on the live video feed. Welcome in, Sri Lanka. 2
men were killed, 3 other men and 2 women were wounded. Children were playing inside the house at the time, but they were not hurt. Police are continuing to look for a suspect. A new report out today says
Guys, this is Danny in Pike Creek. This is in the early to mid 90s. I was in I-10 in Days of All at ATV. Driving to
another ATV.
Good morning, Tim. It's Rooster. Say, I do a lot of work down there at the AT&T Center in the behind-the-scene areas, and came across Tim Duncan one time, and
okay, now
I
there's
wanted to
an
have
unusual
an eye-to-eye
brush.
conversation with the guy, but unfortunately, I didn't have my ladder with me, so I just blew it off. Okay, have a great day.
Okay. Headed to the state's border with Mexico, maybe breaking up. Margo Morano reports.
Abbott says the caravans are starting to break up because law enforcement is working together.
It's a consequence of the agreements that I reached with the governors of Mexico, where they are doing their part to help secure the border from the Mexico side of the border.
The governor also credited work done by Mexican police. Texas is also planning to have the National Guard and DPS work to block border crossings to stop illegal immigration. Margo Morano, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Inflation concerns continue. A National Economic Council.
Yeah, that is right. I'm looking at the map. That's right.
on
The
there.
Drury Plaza Hotel.
Most impactful way to combat inflation.
Prices are unacceptably high right now, and that's why the president has said we need to make this our top
So
economic
that would
focus
be
and do everything that we can to get that down.
near the Aztec Lounge.
Yep, right there.
Drury Inn.
To move forward on legislation to
Jesus.
lower prescription drug prices and other
St.
costs
Mary's
of
Catholic
diabetes.
Church.
And as we continue to deal with rising prices, former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers says
My
a
God.
recession is likely.
We haven't had a situation like the present with
Foul play.
inflation of
That
unemployment.
foul player. Yes, somebody is drunk out of their mind. You know, walking by. I don't know. Great question.
Okay, first of all, it's not that deep.
Yeah, right.
So,
Comments are in contrast to those of Treasury
yeah, they found a body in the water doesn't necessarily mean they drowned, though.
True. True. Now, drunk fall, hit your head.
Dead.
Yeah.
That's my new T-shirt. Drunk fall, hit your head, you're dead.
This week program, she said the president stands ready to work with Congress as gas prices continue to spike. Today's a national holiday celebrating Juneteenth. Michael Borg reports.
The actual holiday was yesterday, but we still get today as a federal holiday.
No, we don't.
Juneteenth marks the end of slavery.
Bhatia, we are in the United States. He says, what country are you from? We're in the United States.
Texas.
Texas. We're our own country in the United States.
We're in the great country of Texas.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
It's important that all Americans understand our history, even the bad parts. All federal and state agencies will be closed today. There's no mail today, and most banks are closed too. Michael Borg, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Another check of traffic and weather together coming up. More of San Antonio's first news. No matter where you are, we are live anywhere on the iHeartRadio app. I'm Brian Gann, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Hey folks, how's your yard looking? Are your neighbors jealous? Well, if they aren't, they can be. This is Bobby Jenkins.
Eric, while I do agree with you, Eric wrote, just because it's topical, listen to the headlines. Why does the media continue with the if it bleeds, it leads mentality? I promise what gets broadcast has an impact on us. Give us some hope. Well, in the case of this most recent broadcast, the shooting that killed 2 at a barbecue is big, and the breaking news of a drowning on the San Antonio Riverwalk in the river, that's big breaking local news. So it's hard not to report on that. Yet, at the same time, we do err on the side of positivity and hope whenever possible. But I mean, it's hard to avoid those 2 big stories locally. And nationally, the DC shooting was a big thing.
The tune-up comes with an annual drone inspection, but the best part of the package is that 100% of the
Okay, so they're having a Juneteenth golf tournament in July.
That's insane.
They will repair any and all roof leaks. A roof tune-up will correct attic ventilation. It'll replace missing or broken tiles and shingles and metal that might get up there. Seal pipes and vents and gaskets.
You'll get up there. Thank you, Tracy. I appreciate your kind words.
News Radio 1200 WOAI, an iHeart radio station, available everywhere on our free iHeart Radio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one.
San Antonio's first news, Mr. T along with Chris Duel, Brian Gann in for Charity McCurdy coming up. Charlie Parker with a salute to a real American hero, Audie Murphy. That's coming up in a little over 15 minutes. And of course, those were the days, brought to you by Brown Chevrolet around 6:48-ish. Let's get traffic and weather.
Traffic is moving at posted speeds. No major accidents to report to you at this time. On the south side of town, we do have a disabled vehicle reported on the right shoulder of I-35 northbound at Division, so expect delays. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. That number is 210-785-2601. I'm Sean and Nancy, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Mixture of clouds and sun today, tomorrow, Wednesday. Highs 101 today, 100 tomorrow, and upper 90s near 100 on Wednesday. 75 degrees. I don't know what the etiquette for talking over Johnny Cash is.
Try to avoid it at all costs. It's a good rule of thumb, especially when he's singing about San Antonio.
Yeah, and we'll let him say San Antonio.
Johnny Cash can say it.
Yeah.
You can't, I can't, Johnny can.
Welcome into Monday, the 20th day of June, the first ever federal holiday to celebrate Juneteenth. Now, if you're not familiar with Juneteenth, it happened in 1865 when, after the Emancipation Proclamation in 1862, it took 2.5 years for slaves in Texas to learn that they had been freed. Now, we don't know exactly why it took 2.5 years for slaves in Texas to find out they had been freed, but some accounts claim that the messenger was killed while heading to Texas to deliver the news. And others say it was slave owners that purposely withheld the information from them.
I think that's a likely theory, the second one.
Well,
yeah.
General Granger began Order Number 3 with the following statement informing slaves of their new status as freed Americans. He said, the people of Texas are informed that in accordance with the proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. This involves an absolute equality of rights and rights of property between former masters and slaves, and the connection heretofore existing between them becomes between employer and free laborer. But 2.5 years before, in Galveston, Texas, was where it was delivered. And that's what this date, Juneteenth, which was actually yesterday, but we celebrate for the first time ever in this country, a federal holiday today.
Which is amazing if you think about it, from 1865, and we've known about Juneteenth, and the first federal holiday is in 2022. And I think obviously in America, we've made big mistakes along the way, but we've corrected them or we've worked on them. The words are, in order to form a more perfect union. We are continually trying to do that. And clearly, slavery was an atrocity, something that this nation should have never done and hopefully has learned from. But to commemorate that and to commemorate Juneteenth with a national holiday, Tim, I think this is something that is long overdue.
Yes, it is long overdue. And you mentioned that, yes, we know what Juneteenth is, but I think a lot of people around the country don't know what Juneteenth is.
Agree.
Now, being from Texas and with my relatives in Port Arthur and Beaumont, I was introduced to Juneteenth when I was a young kid, and I knew what it was. But we weren't taught about exactly what happened in Texas history in school.
I was not taught in high. I learned about Juneteenth from my African-American friends. You're right. I going to Holmes High School and taking American history and taking Texas history in middle school.
Yes.
I was not taught about Juneteenth.
No, we were taught. I was taught in my family. That's how I learned about it. But it is a federal holiday, which means no mail today. Banks are closed. Of course, your courthouses are closed. But we're here. And that's really all that matters.
Yeah, exactly.
And here's something else you might not know about Juneteenth. Reverend Jack Yates, according to Juneteenth.com, brought a fundraiser about and raised $1,000 leading to the purchase of Emancipation Park in Houston. In Texas, we were real big into Juneteenth. In Mahia, Texas, a local Juneteenth organization bought Booker T. Washington Park, which is the site of Juneteenth celebration since 1898.
My goodness.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest parks and celebrations of Juneteenth in the country, right in Mahia, Texas.
Very cool. We might have to make a pilgrimage there sometime on Juneteenth.
Yeah,
well, go check it out.
I've been to several family reunions in Mahia, Texas. That's where they would have us meet for our family reunion. So I spent a lot of time in Mahia. Yeah, great little town.
I've never been. I got to go.
Great little town. All right, coming up, Charlie Parker with a great salute to a real American hero, Audie Murphy. My poker face.
Good morning, it's Charity.
Hey, it's Charity.
JT says, can you guys talk about how all pro sports are rigged? NFL equals WWE equals NBA. JT, we can prove that the NBA is not rigged because the San Antonio Spurs won 5 championships, and the NBA would have never wanted that sleepy little town in San Antonio with what they consider to be a boring team to win a title.
And see, I never understood that. I find them anything but boring.
Same here. I'm with you.
Fundamental basketball is a good thing.
But remember, pre-99, the conspiracy, they will never let the Spurs, and they will never let an ABA team win a championship.
Although I remember the Washington Bullets series in the Eastern Conference Finals. Little Danny Ferry,
that little bastard,
you little fucker!
Damn you, Danny Ferry! And he is tongue-in-cheek.
I know.
About it.
I admitted it without actually admitting it. Yes. Well, it could have been me. All right, we're going to do something a little fun here. It's fun, but kind of worrisome.
Okay.
We know COVID's out again, but now there's super gonorrhea.
Oh, God.
Yeah, straight up super gonorrhea to worry about. I don't have to worry about it. But
thank God we're not
if you're
single
one of
in our
those people,
20s.
If you're one of those people, because it's resistant to antibiotics and hard to treat.
Remember those 16mm films in high school about the guy urinating and it burned? And it burned. Like, damn.
Okay, well, the guy in Austria recently told his doctor that it burned when he peed. Turned out that he had unprotected relations with a sex worker during a trip to Cambodia. Okay, you deserve it.
Sex
you deserve it
with a Cambodian sex worker.
You should have it just for having come on.
Woo! Go get my freak on in Cambodia with unprotected sex.
Yeah, no thanks. It fell off. It just fell off.
Wow.
It fell off, Chris. It just fell off.
Training like John Wayne offers that can help you to start a long-term, well-paying career in the trades. John Wayne will even pay for your training. How do you get started?
Enroll in the
we'll
John
do that.
Wayne Academy for technical excellence today and change your life with a career in HVAC, plumbing, or electrical in just 90 days. Get paid to learn a trade.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. We're going to play one of these.
To the trades and call John Wayne
We'll
Service
save these
Company,
super gonorrhea for a later date.
The fast track to the trades, only from John Wayne Service Company. Call or text 210-293-6700 or go to johnwayne.com. License number 1785C.
One tap on the talkback mic inside the free iHeartRadio app could get you tickets to our legendary iHeartRadio Music Festival in Vegas this September. First, download the free iHeartRadio app. Second, open the iHeartRadio Music Festival station playing the artists from this year's iconic lineup. Third, tap the talkback mic and send us a message for who you're excited to see take the stage this year. At Benatar and Neil Giraldo. You'll be entered to win tickets for both nights of our world-famous iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Record inflation out of control. Illegal immigration.
The cartels are winning.
Soaring gas prices.
$5 a gallon.
Keep up with what's happening.
Unhinged crime in our cities.
Come back a few more times today.
This is where we are.
News Radio 1200. WOAI.
Just ahead, headlines, traffic and weather together. Mr. T along with Chris Duel, Brian Gann in for Charity McCurdy. So on Friday, Chris Duel leaves the show, goes to HEB like most of us do on just about every given day. And you were standing right in front
in the express lane. I'm about to putting my stuff down, and somebody walks up behind me. He's kind of tall. I turn around. It is Bruce Bowen, the legendary former San Antonio Spur.
And you didn't say anything to him?
He was looking at his phone, and I did not make eye contact, and I got the vibe, that maybe everybody always says hi to him. Maybe he just wanted to be left alone, so he was just going to keep his eyes on his phone. And I did not want to be that Spurs fan who interrupted him when maybe he's looking at something important on his phone. I don't know.
It's very possible. It's important to him.
Yeah.
So we're asking you via the iHeartRadio Talkback feature. We're letting you pick up the mic and talk to us and tell us your brushes with Spurs and Spurs etiquette.
Yes.
Do you bother them? Do you walk up and talk to them? How do you handle it? And no, we can always count on Rooster.
Very good. A ladder helps.
A ladder does help when talking with a San Antonio Spur.
Yes.
So keep them coming via the Talkback feature available at the iHeartRadio app. Brian, what else is going on?
Well, we are following some breaking news at this hour. An investigation underway after the discovery of a body found floating in water along the Riverwalk this morning. San Antonio police investigating a drive-by shooting that killed 2 people, wounded 5 at a family barbecue on the southwest side. And the U.S. is observing Juneteenth today, the first federal holiday commemorating the end of slavery in the U.S. Now traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the southwest side, the disabled vehicle be working on Loop 410
Chris,
westbound at Somerset Road.
We're going to do a little bit about the Uvalde investigation here. Okay, just a little. We won't get into it too heavy.
Okay.
We'll have more on that coming up.
If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Sean and Ann's News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Sponsored by In-N-Out Burger.
At In-N-Out, our hamburgers are made with the highest quality ingredients. Made fresh and by hand. Made with a smile. And made to order just for you.
Mixture of clouds and sun today, tomorrow, Wednesday. Highs 101 today, 100 tomorrow, and on Wednesday, upper 90s, near 100. 75 right now. You are just minutes away from Charlie Parker's salute to a real American hero, Audie Murphy. So the Uvalde police investigation is continuing, and it looks like Uvalde police have agreed to meet with the Texas House committee that's investigating this. But news over the weekend is that 77 minutes they were in that hallway outside that door, and there are reports that they had a way to get in, that possibly the door was unlocked. And look, there a lot of people made mistakes during this whole thing, and yes, we've heard it's a small community and rural community, and maybe they just didn't have the resources. But the one thing that must happen is that this situation like this, where there was no, I guess, commander on site, to however you want to phrase it, should never happen again.
Totally agree. And Tim, it seems like every time there's a new revelation about what happened to that day in Uvalde, the story gets worse. And we heard from San Antonio Police Chief William McManus shortly after this shooting, and he said the policy of the San Antonio Police Department is and would be, if you're a police officer and you're there and there's a shooting, you go in. You go in, you intervene, and you try to find a way to stop what's going on and take that gunman out. And this, if anything, I think law enforcement officials across the country have to learn from what happened in Uvalde, that's got to be the policy. You don't wait, especially when there's children involved. Certainly with any citizen, but especially children.
Yeah, it was an active shooter situation, and it turned into, according to all reports that we've heard, that it turned into a hostage standoff when it should have never. It should have been treated as an active shooter the entire time.
They've got to learn it. And still, and you say, and I know it's an excuse, Tim, it was a smaller community, a smaller police force. It was those district school officials as well, led by Arredondo. But those guys have had training. Those guys have had major training. There was a story just a few weeks earlier about them getting body armor and equipment for a situation like this. Training did not kick in for whatever the reason.
And hopefully, I know it's going to be a long time before we get all the answers, but we will get answers. We'll have more on this coming up. But right now, here's Charlie.
I'm Charlie Parker, and today we salute United States Army First
Good morning, Peter Villarreal.
Leon Murphy.
If indeed that is your real name.
American. Audie Murphy, born on this day, 1925. One of the most decorated American combat soldiers of World War II. He received every military combat award for valor available from the United States Army. Received the Medal of Honor that he demonstrated at the age of 19.
Yeah, he's a bad man.
Okay, so 6:40.
We're doing flights.
Flights, gotcha.
Yeah. You think it was bad enough getting anywhere over the weekend? Yeah.
Glad I didn't go anywhere.
9,000 canceled flights Friday alone.
So I assume Brian, unless I hear him, I assume he's not participating.
Well, he told me that after flashback that he was going to be busy.
Okay.
So unless he jumps in, we're not calling on him. It's
And
you and me, baby.
And that's a straight lockout.
Yes.
At about
straight
43 or 44.
Yeah, that'll work.
Then participated in the Battle of Anzio, the liberation of Rome.
And this, I told you, Charlie asked me anybody complained about his. And I told him, yeah, me.
That was funny.
Well, I'll try to shorten them up, but the Audie Murphy one's really long. Yeah, it's almost 3 minutes, Charlie. That's a little too long.
49 memoirs of the same name, but most of his roles were in westerns. Just a quick look at some of his military awards. They include the Bronze Star 2 times, one with a V device, 3 Purple Hearts, Army Good Conduct Medal, Distinguished Unit Citation, World War II Victory Medal, Army of Occupation.
Oh man, my
Medal,
daughters
German
fucking surprised me yesterday. Got me a new waffle iron.
Very nice.
Yeah, the one I've been using is about 50-something years old.
Wow.
Belonged to my mom and dad. Were like one of their first ones.
Jesus.
And I got it when they moved out of their house. I snagged it, and I've been using that one forever. And I got a brand new one yesterday and still haven't used it. I was threatening to do it last
I have
night.
to christen it.
When I get home today, since the wife's home, I'm gonna make waffles.
My bad. I forgot to mention the Medal of Honor, the Distinguished Service Cross, the Silver Star Medal twice, and the Legion of Merit. Audie Murphy died in a plane crash in Virginia in 1971, shortly before his 46th birthday. He was interned with military honors at Arlington National Cemetery, where his grave is one of the most visited.
I would imagine.
Again, today and every day, we salute Texan American First Lieutenant Audie Leon Murphy.
Hey, good morning, Charity McCurdy. If you have a sprinkler system in your yard, chances are you paid good money for it. And if it's not working, it's time to get it back in good shape with ABC Home and Commercial Services. If you've got a sprinkler head or two that's not quite sprinkling like it should, ABC's licensed irrigator will check it out and can repair or service any of it. Even if you've got a timer that needs to be repaired or adjusted, ABC can take care of that too. Plus, they're good guys to let on your property. Background checks, all that stuff is done before they ever can put on that ABC uniform. Get that sprinkler system fixed up. Call ABC Home and Commercial Services 210-599-9500. 599-9500.
Make this the year you go to our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com.
A weekend full of superstar performances, never seen before collaboration, as once-in-a-lifetime moments you'll have to see to believe.
Eric is down with homemade waffles. Yeah, Peter, I know, but you expect and you hope that police officers will be ready to go in a situation like that.
You can transform the look and feel to your bathroom for a fraction of the cost of a total remodel. Just make one call to my friend Chris.
You have a Spurs candle, don't you?
I do.
We should bring that in on Thursday as well. We need to get all the good luck charms we possibly can get together.
Right. That's a good idea.
Come on, we need karma, baby.
Yes, you do. Such as natural stone, styled wall panels, glass doors, designer fixtures, grab bars, if you need them. And the list goes on. And you can save even more right now during Safe Showers Bath Makeover event. Get half-off installation of a new walk-in shower or bathtub. Ask about interest-free financing. Payments as low as $99 a month. Senior, military, and first responders discounts are available. Set up your free in-home design consultation today. Call 210-655-1111 or go to safeshowers.com.
Thomas J. Henry Law has more than 2,700 five-star Google reviews from satisfied clients. If you've been injured and need an attorney, don't leave your case to chance. Contact Thomas J. Henry today at tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
What makes me proud? Our mix of traditions and our sense of togetherness, celebrating our cultures, eating brisket and tamales.
For me, it's all about how we always put others first, like our healthcare workers that make up our community. I am proud to be local, and I am proud to be a part of Community First, a local nonprofit health plan option that is made of people like me, that knows and understands the needs of our community. Community First Health Plans, proud to be local, proud to be your plan.
Your household could receive $30 per month for internet service and $100 for a device through the Affordable Connectivity Program provided by the federal government. More information at fcc.gov/ACP or call 877-384-2575.
Former Bexar County District Attorney Nico LaHood is your host for Sidebar, a new show with a unique take on life and the law today. Sidebar, Saturday mornings at 9 with Nico LaHood from the LaHood Norton Law Group on News Radio 1200 WOAI. David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't know that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to save.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745.
I guess I've been lucky because I don't fly that much.
745-3070.
I only had one time where I got postponed, and that was for 30 hours. I was stuck in the Nashville airport for 30 hours because of weather.
I've had nothing but bad luck.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I don't
And a
fly
lot
that much.
lately. One time we went to see Ken Slavin in New York City.
Oh, yeah.
It was his New York City
Yeah.
debut. On the way back, stuck in Atlanta overnight, and they kept the TVs in every terminal were on full blast. It was like they were sensory overload, trying to
run you out.
Yeah. And every chair had you couldn't. Every chair had armrests on
So
them.
you couldn't.
So I was being blown out by CNN. I couldn't sleep. I didn't get out till the next morning. But on my flight to San Antonio from Atlanta, Artis Gilmore.
Oh, the
former
A-Train,
Spur,
baby.
the
There's
A-Train
another
Artis
brush
Gilmore.
with the Spur. there.
Yes. Now, the one story I'll tell you, and I see Steve Duraco on, it involves him. It is a brush with Spurs involving beer consumption.
Oh, even better.
So I'll tell you about.
Okay, we'll do that.
It's the Blossom Athletic Center story. Rock and I used to go watch practices. It was Doug Moe was the coach.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
It was Gervin, Silas. He
Good
had
times.
and we were like 18. This was like 1978.
Yeah.
So he had a yellow Chevy Love truck, and in the back of the truck we had an ice chest of Schlitz beer. Schlitz.
Oh, that's 78 though.
So after one of our favorite Spurs was a backup named Henry Ward, number 15 out of Jackson State. And after the practice, we're waiting for all the Spurs to walk out. We go, Henry, you want to have a beer? And he said, yeah. He walks over and we open this ice chest. It's full of Schlitz beer. And he starts drinking a Schlitz. And then some other Spurs come in and he goes, hey, he brings over James Silas. Silas has a beer, and Gervin comes over.
Stop right now.
We are in
your life is complete.
No, I'm like, it was almost like Field of Dreams. Yeah. I am pitching the ball to Shoeless Joe Jackson. I am having a beer with Henry Ward, James Silas, and George Gervin.
Okay, that's a great one. Yeah, that's a great one.
And we're like, drinking age was 18. I think I was 17 and Steve was 18. I think.
Yeah, because I turned legal 3 times.
Wow.
Because I was 18 when it became 18.
Okay.
About a year into my 18th birthday year, they changed it to 19.
They took it to 19. Yeah.
I turned 19 right before, they changed it. So I was legal again. And then they changed it after that when I was 20 to 21.
Wow.
And so I actually got to go out and celebrate 3 times.
That's fun.
Yes. But you know what? I've been going to bars since I was 16.
I had a fake ID at 15.
Never needed one.
And when I was 15, I looked 13.
See, I had my brother-in-law, ex-brother-in-law, is no longer with us, by the way. Told me when I was 10 years old, hey, start shaving now. You'll be able to grow a beard by the time you're 14. So I did.
That's fun.
And I curse him every day now. But yeah, I had facial hair, man. And my good friend, the guy I've known since I was 6 months old, is a year older than me. We were in church together, and I grew up. His family, my family, have known each other forever. So he was legal but didn't drink. So he was my designated driver. Everywhere we went, he would drive, and I would, he'd stop, and if they would sell me beer, he'd go in and get it. But how all the places where I, around my neighborhood, I always thought I was older anyway, so I never had a problem.
Yeah, we got our fake IDs. It was called Instant Passport Photos downtown. So I walk into a Fast Gas at age 15, and I'm getting a 6-pack of beer, and the guy goes, I look like I'm 13. Yeah. The guy goes, get out of here. And I whip out my fake ID and I put it on the counter. And again, back then it was the 70s. He goes, okay, this will do.
Yep.
Walk out of there with my 6-pack.
Well, the funniest thing was, man, there was a store right around the corner from my house. And it was a Premier. It was a little gas station, and I go in there all the time and buy beer. And the guy I used to buy from.
Yeah.
One day, asked me for an ID. So I pulled out my fucking driver's license and gave it to him. And he goes, it says you're not old enough. And I said, you're the one that asked for it. And he goes, do you never give me that again?
That's fun.
Charged me for my beer, and I left.
Never give me that again.
Well, you asked for it, dummy. I've been buying beer from you for a year now, and you asked me for my driver's license. Your fault, not mine.
Research out of Australia tracked patients for 12 months and found that some who experienced long COVID likened it to a traumatic brain injury.
Great. And Charity, I guess, has COVID.
Jesus.
I did not get that from her text.
I had to read it a second time
to
make the connection.
I don't.
And it was moments after, or a couple hours after, she said that she was at Jay Alexander's and saw Malik Rose.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But it didn't become a federal holiday until last year with a
Representative Sheila Jackson Lee described the celebration of Juneteenth as a moment of great emotion.
It is a moment of passion and compassion because slavery was enormously brutal.
So what happened with that? I did not see that.
State of the Union program.
I am not aware of that.
Well, we're gonna find out.
1865, when
Probably did something with evidence or took
Or
photos.
took photos with the body, most
Yeah.
likely. That's usually how
Hey,
it
it's
goes.
Bob Saget. Let me get my selfie with Bob. Bob's dead.
First baby formula now, sriracha shortage. Marco Moreno explains what's behind the current shortage.
Louis Fong Incorporated, the company who makes the spicy condiment, is warning retailers and customers to expect to have trouble finding sriracha in the coming months. It's due to a severe shortage of the chilies used to make its sauces.
Oh, so
And
they
that's caused by
shared
the drought in
information
California, New Mexico, and Mexico, where the
on his
farms that
death.
supply the chilies are located. The
Shared
sriracha shortage is expected to
information
extend
with the
into
public
fall.
before the family was notified.
Oh, that's not cool.
No, that is not cool. Yeah, one deputy on the scene texted his brother about the star's death, and the brother posted it on Twitter. The other deputy texted two neighbors the details. Yeah, okay. It's not that bad. Still bad, but I thought maybe they defiled his body in some way.
John Nieto, welcome in. Rayson, welcome in.
Oh, great.
Okay, so I'm gonna pimp those were the days.
Brought to you by Brown Chevrolet.
Thank you very much.
Look at this day in history. Okay. Seriously? Homosexuality abnormal? Oh, okay. When are we going to get past all this shit, people?
I just don't. I was people so threatened.
Really?
By people just
You know why?
being who they
Because
are.
they're closeted.
Yeah, most of the
I
time.
actually, that's
most
what I
of
believe.
the time.
People
Yes.
that get really bothered by that.
Yeah.
Which was funny because there was a picture. We were going through all the pictures yesterday. There's a picture of my oldest daughter doing her homework in a closet. And she shows, look at this. I said, wow, you finally came out of the closet. That's funny, Dad.
The disabled vehicle being working on Loop 410 westbound at Somerset Road has been cleared. And on the northeast side, we're getting reports of an accident working on Merryman Road between Gibbs Brawl Road and 16 Road. This is reported there at Woodlake Center, so expect delays. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Sean and Ann's News Radio 200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by Staples Store. Staples Print and Marketing Services help small business print big with wide format.
Don't run, dude.
Yeah, don't run.
Don't ride a bike. Don't jump.
We get him a Pope Mobile. We need to just get him a Pope Mobile.
Or wrap them in bubble wrap. All right. Happy Monday.
Brian said he's going to record some stuff, so he'll probably be off for a little while.
Wait, Brian's still here?
Yeah, you know him.
Sunny and hot, forecast high of 101. Plus a 10%.
You told me that earlier.
This
report is sponsored by Northern Tool and Equipment.
Stand by.
Here we go.
Tool and Equipment for a limited time. $50 on the clutch welding table with toolkit, or 50% on an Ironton 7-inch car polishing kit. Now only $59.99. Shop in store or online at northerntool.com.
San Antonio's first news. I'm Chris Duel with Mr. T, Tim Merryman, the boss man, Brian Gann, in for Charity McCurdy, your soundscape stylist, Jeremy Kolok. In fact, Tim, overnight, I wake up this morning, I look at my Twitter. Jeremy's mom is now following me on Twitter.
Uh-oh.
I got to behave myself now.
Uh-oh.
No more swearing on Twitter. I got to act respectable. I don't want to insult Jeremy's mom. Coming off of this weekend, and again, a holiday today for a lot of people, the national holiday for Juneteenth. We've been talking about it, Tim, but a nightmare for air travel throughout the whole weekend. 16,000 flights canceled between Friday and yesterday, 9,000 flights canceled on Friday, 4,000 Saturday, 3,000 yesterday. The biggest blame is going toward not only the weather, but a pilot shortage for the airlines. Not enough pilots to fly us to where we want to go.
I don't like to fly, and that bothers me when you say a shortage of pilots, because that tells me you got some pilots, I think, maybe flying too many hours.
Yes.
That's the way I see it.
And moving forward, they're going to be hiring new pilots. So your pilot could be a less experienced pilot down the line.
Yeah, I don't like hearing that, Chris.
I don't like that either. But I mean, I thank goodness I have had the last several times I've flown. You know, the last time pre-pandemic. In fact, it was the year of the pandemic, 2020. You know, we got a week off, so
Yeah.
went to Cancun during the NBA All-Star break because I worked the Spurs games.
Right.
Flight out of San Antonio to Houston, which would then fly me to Cancun, gets delayed. So I'm late getting into Houston. Can't get to Cancun. Have to go spend the night in Mexico City. So I lose a day of vacation in Mexico City, sitting at an airport trying to get to Cancun. I've been stuck in the Atlanta airport, which was a nightmare. So every time I've flown lately, I've had a flight delay and stuck at an airport somewhere trying to transfer flights.
See, I guess I'm pretty lucky. I don't like to fly. I'm not afraid of it. I just, you know, if I have my druthers, I drive anywhere. I've only had one bad experience in an airport where it was actually the flight canceled and it was due to weather. It was the day after New Year's Day. So it was January 2nd and it was in Nashville, trying to fly from Nashville to El Paso. Couldn't get out of the Nashville airport because of the ice. Weather wasn't snowing, just ice on the ground. So 30 hours stuck in an airport, but they did bring out a deck of cards. And so we did play hearts pretty much all night long, night long.
Well, and people should know this. The Department of Transportation, if you do get bumped off a flight and if you're stuck somewhere, the Department of Transportation requires airlines to rebook you on the next available flight if there is space available. If they can't do it, they are required, the airline is required to offer you a refund, even if you bought a non-refundable ticket. A lot of people don't know that. They go, oh, I had a non-refundable ticket. I'm out of luck. No. If they don't get you on the next available flight, they need to refund your ticket price to you.
And depending on the situation, you might also be able to get a hotel voucher,
which would be nice.
Yeah, if you're stuck in a city, say overnight, it's going to be, the delay is not going to get rectified till the next morning. Some airlines, depending, like I said, on the situation, you have to request it, but they can give you a hotel voucher.
They don't often do that, though.
They don't offer it.
I've asked before.
Yeah, they don't offer it. You have to ask, and they don't necessarily have to give it to you.
Yeah, on one of my stranded moments, I asked for a hotel voucher. They go, no.
Yeah.
We can't do that for you, sir. Thank you.
But the person behind you, we can, but just not you.
Right. Yeah, you're Chris Duel, and you are marked. We're going to punish you. Coming up, those were the days, brought to you by Brown Chevrolet. Charlie Parker will walk us through this day in history. Lots more coming at you. All the big breaking news, including that big breaking headline from the San Antonio Riverwalk. A body found in the San Antonio Riverwalk near St. Mary's and East Commerce. We'll bring you the latest on that as well. San Antonio's first news on News Radio 1200 WOAI.
The Good Feet Store are trained to find the problem that's causing your pain. Stand, walk, and play longer. Good Feet Stores help thousands of people live a better life, and they can help you. Get in for that free test walk today. You deserve comfort in your life. Good Feet products are proudly made in the USA, and there are no shot, no surgery, no medication.
Bill Cosby.
Nothing to lose except your pain.
Wait, are there more deliberations? Don't we know?
Yeah, I thought he was already convicted.
Walk better for over 10 years. The Good Feet Store. Comfort, energy, performance, and pain relief. Get in for your free test walk today. And again, don't forget, Good Feet is open a second location in Alamo Ranch on the corner of Calabria and 1604 next to Mattress Firm.
After 9/11,
Yeah, we don't know much about
to enlist in the army.
body
But in
found on the
Afghanistan,
Riverwalk yet.
Ben stepped on an IED while leading an anti-terrorism mission. Ben survived, but lost both of his legs
see if
about
there's any
2 fingers and sustained injuries to his
Twitter
right forearm.
activity on
Ben
that.
now lives in a
Let's
smart home from the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, which gave him back his independence despite his severe physical challenges. Help heroes like Ben. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at t2t.org.
Yeah, it's not much. Just they found a body. No details.
Make sure you have the right partner by your side. Highland's Leg Cramps Quick Dissolve Tablets, America's #1 leg cramp relief solution for over 10 years. No water needed, no stomach upset, just fast, effective relief. Also available in tablets. Highland's Leg Cramps, to healthy competition and beyond. Available at Walmart, Walgreens, and CVS. Claims based on traditional homeopathic practice, not accepted medical evidence, not FDA evaluated.
Hi, everyone. It's Andy Everett. With inflation hurting us all, AAA Auger Plumbing Services is here to help. Through June, AAA Auger is offering everybody who mentions this ad 10% off any plumbing service with savings up to $200. Everyone's prices are going up, so AAA Auger is taking theirs down. Save 10% on any plumbing service with savings up to $200 through June. Visit AAA-Auger.com or call 222-8437. AAA Auger, providing Texans with reliable and professional plumbing services for more than 60 years. License M37445.
At Diamonds Direct, right now, there's nothing standing in your way of owning the piece of jewelry you've been dreaming of. No down payment and no finance charges for 5 whole years on any purchase. Take the amazing Diamonds Direct price you're used to, divide by 60, and that's your payment. It's a smart way to buy. Keep your money in your pocket and still add that amazing ring, band, or bracelet to your collection. Even the upgrade you can want. 5 years, 0 interest on any purchase.
You play the lottery at all?
I do.
Tonight's jackpot in the multi-state lottery is worth $296 million. Mega Millions tomorrow is worth $290 million.
Wow. Yeah, my theory is, I play now and then. My theory is somebody wins it. And
yeah, well,
in order to get struck by lightning, you got to put yourself in a position to get struck by lightning.
Here is what I always tell my wife: you can't win if you don't play.
True.
That's it. I mean, you might not win if you play, but you got a chance of winning if you play. If you don't, you don't have a chance.
And somebody always wins it. So
yes, they do.
Why not?
Why not me?
Tune-ups, only $59 a month and 0 money down. Plus, we're celebrating our largest roofing sales event. All roofs, from metal roofs to shingle roofs. 60% off the labor. 210-FIX-ROOF or go to roof.
Yeah, Louis said the body was discovered. So yeah, nobody knows yet.
Yeah, he could have been.
The details
could have been dead before they put his body in there. Do you have any phobias?
I don't think so.
I have a fear of phobias.
I don't like an insect or an animal that can cause me great pain. Whenever I see hornets, I've gotten like hornet stings. It's like, so when I see them, I don't like them.
I have an allergy to bee stings because when I was a kid, we were at my grandmother's and I was with my 3 older sisters. Mind you, I was maybe this big, I was 5, 6 years old, and my grandfather had honeybees. Well, my sisters thought it would be a good idea to throw rocks at them.
Oh, God.
Well, guess who can't run as fast as the people with longer legs? Me. I got stuck. I got stung like 60 times between here and the top of my head.
Jesus.
I sat in my grandmother's kitchen with my mom and her with tweezers pulling stingers out of me. And I mean, I had my head swelled up like unbelievable. Ever since then, if I get stung, I don't get deathly sick. I just swell like a mother.
Yeah.
I got stung on my finger one time, man, and my finger got like that big around.
Jesus.
And it hurts really bad. And I don't get sick or anything, but that's what happens to me, all because of that one time.
Wow.
Yeah. And of course, I bitch at my sisters every time that comes out. Why would you throw rocks at a beehive?
Not wise. Amber, good morning.
Yates of Houston drowned her 5 children in the family bathtub. Later sentenced to life in prison. Even later found not guilty by reason of insanity. She today is confined to not really confined. She's in a low security psychiatric hospital and pretty much can come and go as she pleases. Birthdays.
We're gonna have a good time.
Today include Mr. Guitar, Chester Burton, otherwise known as Chet Atkins, Grammy Award-winning guitarist, made over 100 albums, elected to the Country Music Hall of Fame in 1973, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2002, left us in June of 2001. Birth date today, American hero from Kingston, Texas, Audie Murphy, the most decorated GI of World War II, died in a plane crash in May of 1971. Happy birthday, Brian.
Help me run.
keyboard singer, songwriter, producer, engineer, Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys today turns 80. Beach Boys inducted into the Rock and Roll.
Wow, Brian Wilson very close to Paul in age.
Yeah. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year. Lionel Richie, Commodore's Nashville Country Songwriter Award. He is 73 today. Michael Anthony, Van Halen. Michael Anthony today is turning 68. Michael and the rest of Van Halen inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2007. Not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the former Mrs. Tom Cruise, now Mrs. Keith Urban. Nicole Kidman won an Academy Award in 2003 for the movie The Hours. Of course, in Days of Thunder, Batman Forever, Eyes Wide Shut, and Moulin Rouge. Today, Nicole Kidman turns to double nickel 55.
Among the stories we are following, San Antonio police investigating a drive-by shooting that killed 2 people, wounded 5 on the city's southwest side, took place during a family barbecue. An investigation underway this morning after discovery of a body floating in the water along the Riverwalk, and the U.S. is observing Juneteenth today. It is the first federal holiday that commemorates the end of slavery in the U.S. Now traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the northeast side, the accident we're working on Whitman Road at Woodlake Center has been cleared. On the northwest side, we have an accident working on I-10 westbound at Loop 410. It's going to have the connecting ramp to Loop 410 completely closed, so expect delays. And in Von Army, we have an accident working on Somerset Road at Fisher Road at the intersection, so expect delays there. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number's 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by TxDOT. TxDOT reminds drivers to be extra cautious when traveling in congestion areas. Try the safe speed. Give big trucks plenty of room and focus 100% on driving. Put the phone away when you're behind the wheel. Be safe. Drive smart.
A mixture of clouds and sun today, tomorrow, Wednesday. Today's high 101, 100 tomorrow, and upper 90s near 100 on Wednesday. We're stuck at 75 degrees. Coming up in the 7 o'clock hour, Mike Opelka from the Pure Opelka podcast joins us. That segment brought to you by Randy Adams Incorporated. San Antonio First News national correspondent Rory O'Neill has the day off. He will join us again tomorrow. It is a federal holiday today, for Juneteenth. So we're working, but,
yes.
Rory O'Neill not working today.
Slacker, Rory taking the day off from the
Hey,
news.
the
news doesn't take a day off.
If it was offered to us, we would have taken the day off too. Come on.
I don't know. I think we would refuse the day off.
I don't think so.
Boss man's listening as we say that. I better keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, no, we would not, Brian, ever turn down a holiday. Yeah, you said as long as we don't show up today. Once we're here, that's it. That's it. All right. Well, as Chris called me last night and said, look, we should just go ahead and come to work.
Yeah.
It is a federal holiday. We want to keep the people that are working informed.
True.
And if they're out there on the roads, because apparently high gas prices are not keeping people off the roads. We'll have more on that coming up in the 7 o'clock hour as well. Right now, though, here's your Kim Commando digital life hack. Woo! We're going to hit the Spurs brushes with Spurs and Spur
and I'll tell my
brush
story.
etiquette. We're going to do that again at the Open at 7.
Okay.
And then, talk about Opelka coming up and then we'll just go from there.
Works for me.
And at 7:40, if you want to switch up that shooting at the, we'll do it. It's been a while since we've done it, so never mind.
Yeah, that and the San Antonio.
Yeah, we'll bring up the drive-by as well.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Ready?
Cool.
Break!
65 toss power trap on 3. Ready?
Oh, Sam White, 47 left. That was our junior high school. That was ours.
Yeah.
Sam Wright, 47 left. Yeah.
Very
I
good.
ran that play more than any other play ever.
Wow.
I did. Get 110 Smarts was my daily podcast. It's called Kim Commando Today. School's out for summer, but if your business is running QuickBooks, you'll never get a break. QuickBooks manual process.
There you go, John. It's what God and the news have in common. They never take the day off. John also says we need to bring back the Battle of the Network Stars. Yeah, but you know what would be tough now? There's so many networks. You know, you're gonna have the Food Channel, you're gonna have A&E, you're gonna have Netflix. Battle of the Network Stars, Fox.
Close your books in no time. 93% of surveyed businesses increase their visibility and control.
Home Shopping Channel. I mean, I guess you could have like all those networks. Battle of the Network Stars. I guess CNN, MSNBC, Fox News.
So graduating has never been easier. Head to netsuite.com/Kim right now. netsuite.com/Kim.
Brian Gann with the headlines at the top of the hour.
This station is participating in a nationwide sweepstakes where each weekday up to 13 lucky winners will win $1,000. For more information about the sweepstakes, go to the station's website and click the contests tab.
You know, the last couple of years have been crazy. Maybe your financial situation has been impacted. Your eyes have been opened. We've learned anything can happen. I'm Charlie Parker for Trajan Wealth, Trajan. Trajan Wealth has an office conveniently located in San Antonio. They're 401 East Sonterra Boulevard, providing you with convenient face-to-face opportunities for appointments or virtual meetings. Trajan Wealth is family-owned, veteran-led by Jeff Jr. They are a full-service, privately owned firm with an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Again, life's unpredictable. Heck, what you work hard to attain. Get your finances in order. Trajan Wealth can advise you with the uncertainties of retirement. Ask Trajan Wealth now for a free review. Don't lose money on your investment strategy because you're too stubborn to talk to the professionals at Trajan Wealth. Call 210-985-3100 or visit the website TrajanWealth.com. Paid endorsement advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
Is your prostate secretly being destroyed without you knowing it? All the ads for these prostate pills like Super Beta Prostate, Saw Palmetto, ProstaStream, Prostagenics, and others. Want to know which pills work and which are garbage? Now you can. Get a free copy of the new guide, Prostate Secrets, that pulls back the curtain on the prostate pill industry. Learn what is really in these pills. Which pill has over 987 adverse event reports filed against it with the FDA?
Coming up on 7 o'clock.
One food to avoid that is a prostate killer, and discover the 3 so-called health foods that destroy your prostate. Get your free copy at prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com. This free guide will show you how to end your prostate problems without drugs or surgery. 5 important things to do to protect your prostate, and much more. Warning, this guide is controversial and may be offensive to some readers as it pulls no punches. So go to prostatesecrets.com. Prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com.
For more information about contests on this station, go to WOAI.com/rules.
Carroll Health is now open in St. Cloud. We invite you for a grand opening of our Carroll Health Center at 122 St. Cloud Road in San Antonio on Saturday, June 25th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Come tour our medical center and meet our providers. Enjoy complimentary activities including live music, raffles, and more at the new Carroll Health Center at 122 St. Cloud Road in San Antonio. We look forward to seeing you at our full medical center on Saturday, June 25th. Call us for more information at 210-460-0394.
Here come the news headlines. Right now.
Studio, the last water softener you'll ever own. This is News Radio 1200 WOAI, San Antonio, an iHeart radio station. An update to a shooting that left 7 wounded and 2 dead at a family barbecue in San Antonio. Good morning, I'm Brian Gann, in for Charity McCurdy with our top stories and traffic and weather together. From the WOAI Traffic Center,
On the northeast side, the accident we're working on Merryman Road at Wood Lake Center has been cleared. On the northwest side, we have an accident working on I-10 westbound at Loop 410. It's going to have the connecting ramp to Loop 410 completely closed, so expect delays. And in Von Army, we have an accident working on Somerset Road and Fisher Road at the intersection, so expect delays there. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number's 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Weather Channel forecast is calling for mostly sunny today. A high of about 98. It's cleared 74 now at News Radio 1200 WOAI. An update to breaking news. An investigation underway this morning after the discovery of a body found floating in water along the Riverwalk downtown. Police say a man says he was walking along the Riverwalk near St. Mary's and Commerce when he saw the body floating in the water. Police are on the scene investigating, trying to determine exactly what took place. San Antonio police also are investigating a drive-by shooting that killed 2 people, wounded 5 on the city's southwest side over the weekend. Police Chief William McManus says it happened at a family gathering in front of a home. Were killed, 3 other men and 2 women were wounded. Children were playing inside the house at the time, but were not hurt. Police are continuing to look for a suspect. There's a new report out saying.
Good morning, guys. This is Danny in Five Creek. This is in the early to mid 90s. I was in I-10 in Days of Vala at the HEV, driving through the parking lot, and this very tall man steps out in front of me, and I almost hit him. That would be David Robinson.
You almost hit David Robinson.
Yikes. So I rolled down the window and I said to David, you realize had I hit through the car, I would have to leave the state.
See if that works.
A Texas state trooper recovering this morning after being shot during a weekend chase along 281 in Falfurrias. The Department of Public Safety says the trooper began chasing a suspect vehicle after the driver tried to evade a traffic stop. Troopers deployed spike strips along during the chase, and the suspect then opened fire. As officers were approaching, they returned fire, killing the suspect. Texas Governor Greg Abbott believes multiple caravans.
So you want to play some of the? How many do you want to play during this segment?
What's that?
Talk back.
Just one, because they're only coming in like one at a time.
Okay.
So I'll try to seed it to get some more.
Cool.
Playing one sometimes helps. And this is, we're going to talk about the guy who almost hit David Robinson when he had to move out of the state. He would have had to move out of the country. I'm sorry.
Texas is also planning to have
Another fine American.
DPS work to block border crossings to stop illegal immigration. Margot Moreno, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
National Economic Council Director Brian D says new legislation
God.
is needed and that the Biden administration
Today's the day in 1975. Jaws was released at the movie theaters.
What a movie that was.
Oh my God. You know, and I watch it now and I go, man, what was I so freaked out about? It's kind of campy.
Yeah.
But at the time, holy.
As we continue to deal with rising prices, former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers says a recession is likely.
We haven't had a situation like the present with inflation above 4 and unemployment below 4 without a recession.
Appearing on NBC's Meet the Press, Summers noted the Federal Reserve needs
I know Henry Ward. Henry left the Spurs in 77, so this could have been in 1977. I thought it was 78.
Well,
so.
77, 78.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Inevitable.
I wanted to make sure I had the timeline correct.
Almost like my brush with the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah.
I told you about that, right?
I don't recall.
Okay,
that.
so we had some friends. My mom and dad had some friends and family that were in town. They were staying down at the Hilton downtown, so we went to go see them. We get on the elevator, and there's Goose and Meadowlark. And
Nice.
Me, I'm freaking out, man.
Yeah.
And I said hi, and Meadowlark puts his hand on my shoulder. How you doing, little man? You know, we're talking. My mom pulls her purse close to her like this, you know, and they get off on the floor before us. My mom says, "How do you know those guys?" I said, "Mom, those are the Harlem Globetrotters, man." You know, I was a little kid, man. I was
How
probably
do you know those guys?
yeah. How do you know those guys? Yeah, she was all freaked out.
Hi, this is Bobby Jenkins with ABC Home and Commercial Services. With the current weather and temperature, San Antonio bugs are seeking shelter inside your home. But you can get rid of them. Whether it's roaches, spiders, scorpions, or ants, ABC can create a pest control plan that's simple and environmentally friendly for people and pets. All of our ABC pest control specialists undergo a comprehensive background screening, so you can rest easy with our team on your property. ABC Home and Commercial Services, specialists for your environment.
Hi, this is Randy here. Are you a plumber, HVAC tech, or installer, an electrician? Maybe you're looking for a brighter future. If so, John Wayne Service Company is looking for you. Don Reckler, can you make a good living at John Wayne Service Company?
Well, hell yes, you can.
These guys make very good money. This is a very high-paid job.
You didn't watch golf, right?
I did not watch it.
Man, it's a hell of a tournament, actually.
Yeah.
And I wish that the other kid, the guy from Texas, Will Zalatoris, who it came down to the last hole, had a chance and got beat by one stroke. He missed a putt that he'd been hitting all day long. He makes that, they go to a playoff.
Wow.
He missed it.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah, 2 Texans held off by an Englishman. Yeah, it was pretty good. But man, they showed it from 9 in the morning until 6 o'clock last night.
How many hours were you?
In and out, because you know the girls were there, so I really wasn't glued to it till after they left and caught the very end of it. You know, it was on, but I really wasn't watching it. I was talking to them and looking at pictures.
Hey, you hear what he said?
Do we have Michael Pelka?
Yes.
Don't miss your last chance to win it this June 30th.
Oh no, it's a commercial.
Okay.
You're like, what?
News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Here we go now.
Available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one.
Welcome into Monday, the 20th day of June. It is a federal holiday for Juneteenth. It's our day to celebrate Juneteenth. Coming up, Michael Pelka from the Pure Pelka podcast joins us in about 10 minutes, and that's brought to you by Randy Adams Incorporated. San Antonio First News national correspondent Rory O'Neill has the day off. Let's get traffic and weather. Why do you keep doing that to me?
You stole my segment. I'm sorry. Doesn't matter. Just do it. I was getting ready to jump in.
You do 40 then.
Yeah. Okay. Doesn't matter.
I'm sorry.
No, it doesn't matter.
Bad.
No, I almost talked to this.
My bad.
It's okay.
It's just, creature of habit.
It ain't no big thing. Yeah, you've kind of been doing this a while.
You want to start over?
No.
We can do a redo.
I just had to force myself to shut up.
A mixture of clouds and sun today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Today's high 101, tomorrow 100, and on Wednesday upper 90s near 100. We're stuck at 75 degrees.
You say that like it's a bad thing. We're stuck. You want to be stuck at 75 degrees
all day. It is a beautiful day. Hopefully you have the day off on this first ever federal holiday for Juneteenth. Some weekend observations. The U.S. Open, an Englishman holds off 2 Texans to win the U.S. Open, PGA's 3rd major of the year. Matt Fitzpatrick won his first ever PGA win. Also happens to be the U.S. Open.
That's just un-American for a Brit to hold off 2 Texans in the U.S. Open.
Yeah, and look, Will Zalatoris, who was partnered with Matt Fitzpatrick yesterday, it came down to the last hole. And Matt Fitzpatrick hit it into a fairway bunker. And that hole, if you watched it at all, if you're in a bunker, usually that means you're not going to be able to pull off anything on that hole. Hit an amazing shot out of that bunker Meanwhile, Will Zalatoris hit a pretty decent shot into that green as well. Had a putt that he'd been making all day. Had he made it, would have forced a playoff, and he missed it. Just tailed off at the end, and Matt Fitzpatrick won the U.S. Open. So congratulations to him, but next time let the Texan win.
Yes, please.
All right. So on Friday after the show, Chris Duel leaves here and goes to HEB like most of us do on a daily basis, and was in line in front of Bruce Bowen. And how did that work out for you?
Well, I was excited. I'm a huge Spurs fan, as you know, but Bruce was looking at his phone, and I thought, okay, if I make eye contact with Bruce Bowen, I'm going to say hi. But I'm very aware, Tim, I don't want to be an intrusive Spurs fan. I don't want to invade anybody's space, much less a San Antonio Spur. So his eyes never left his phone.
Because the whole time he was on Twitter saying, I'm standing in line right behind Chris Duel. I want to say hi to him, but he's not making eye contact with me. And I don't want to bother him because I have that San Antonio First News etiquette.
Exactly. But it did lead us to a couple of questions for everybody, Tim, and we want to hear from our listeners.
Yeah, and we want to hear from you via the talkback feature. You pick up the mic and talk to us. We're looking for your brushes with Spurs and Spurs etiquette. What do you do when you see a Spur? Do you interrupt their dinner? Hopefully not. Do you
never interrupt their dinner?
Yeah. How do you handle the situation? Well, we've got one that came in, and this one is highly entertaining.
Oh.
I think you would have to leave the country. I mean, that's a national treasure.
Oh my goodness. If
Can you
hit
imagine?
David Robinson?
Can you imagine had he hit him?
Yeah.
Oh,
would have been awful.
He would have been a pariah.
Now, Tim, I have had many Spurs encounters over the years. I go all the way back when I was a kid, season number 1, 1973-74 at the Hemisphere Arena. Spurs used to practice at Blossom Athletic Center back in the day. So it's about 1977. So I'm like 16 years old. My friend Steve Duraco is 17 years old. But that didn't stop us from drinking beer.
Oh, no.
So, and practice was open. You could sit in the bleachers and watch Spurs practice. Doug Moe was the head coach. So after the practice, we've got an ice chest of Schlitz beer.
It was the 70s.
Schlitz. And so one of our favorite Spurs, because he was always nice to us, Henry Ward was a backup guard for the Spurs. So we go, Henry, after he's walking out of practice, you want to have a beer? And he goes, yeah. So we're in the parking lot of Blossom Athletic Center. We open the ice chest. We each get a Schlitz beer. Henry Ward pops the top because it was a pop top back in the day. And then Henry Ward does this. He goes, hey, these other Spurs are coming out. He goes, Cy, ice, we got beer over here. James Silas and George Gervin come up, and they are drinking beer with us in the parking lot. It was like that scene from Field of Dreams where Kevin Costner goes, I am pitching to shoeless Joe Jackson. I've said to myself, I am drinking beer with George Gervin, James Silas, and Henry Ward. It was, I could have died then. I had gone to heaven drinking beer with San Antonio Spurs in the parking lot.
That is a mic drop if I've ever heard of a mic drop. That's a hard one to beat.
I almost dropped my beer. It was almost a beer drop. Like, oh my God.
I'm out of there. This is awesome. So that is what we're looking for. You can pick up the microphone via the iHeartRadio app. If you don't have it, it's real simple to download, and it is free. Once you get it, you search 1200 WOAI. You'll see the microphone. You hit it, you pick up the mic, and you talk to us. And if you can top that one, you can drop the mic.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment.
That's a good one. That's a hard one to top, though.
It was.
That is so hard to top.
I've never had anything like that.
That is too hard to top that one, damn it.
We prevent pests from getting inside your home, so we won't have
In your home.
Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's Pest Prevention?
Inside your home.
Or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
It's hot, it's humid, it's Texas. You know we're in for a long, hot summer. Blowing around
Oh,
for
wow.
American Standard heating and air conditioning. Beat back the hot Texas sun once and for all with the cool, clean home comfort.
Amber says, when I see a Spur, I ask them, you remember that time Duncan, Manu, and Parker played here and we won 5 titles? Funny. You remember?
You remember?
Everything in this business. Comfort the way you like it. AmericanStandardAir.com.
Oh God, it seems like that was such a distant time ago.
We were blessed, man.
We were Spurl. We were frickin' Spurl.
I'm proud, Morgan, and with you, Tara, Jaime, Chad, and Bob all coaching our 43-person team.
Yo, mama. In our sphere of influence. Welcome to the sphere of influence.
Yes.
Sucks
the fun.
You know, there's nothing worse than sucking the
If
fun.
you're gonna suck fun.
We're still in fun. So 40's yours now. Sorry about that, man.
Oh, that's fine.
No, I feel
It's bound
bad.
to happen. My God.
I feel bad. I usually write them down and I didn't.
Yeah, no, I have to have them in front of me or else I forget them.
Actually, I put them down on here and I did not do that today because it's a holiday.
In the words of Lita Ford, who lives in Corpus Christi,
Yep.
it ain't no big thing.
It ain't no big thing.
Get a free in-office consultation. 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. They're in Hollywood Park and Westover Hills.
Lita Ford.
210-571-0318.
I went to a party last Saturday night. I didn't get laid. I got in a fight.
Keep up with what's happening. End crime in our cities. Come back a few more times today. News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Just ahead of headlines, traffic, and weather together, then our daily visit with Mike Opelka from the Pure Opelka podcast. So the Powerball Jackpot keeps getting bigger because no one picked all 6 numbers in this weekend's drawing. That means the jackpot tonight will be worth $296 million.
And if I win, Tim, I'm coming in tomorrow still. It's my obligation, especially with Brian Gann on board. I can't leave you guys alone.
So if Brian wasn't in tomorrow, you would not be coming in if you won. Is that what you're saying?
Well, no.
That's what I heard.
But no. If I win the Powerball, I'm still coming to work. Oh, absolutely.
We should buy you the factory. So if you don't win tonight, the Tuesday's Mega Millions drawing is now worth $290 million. So,
a measly $290.
Yeah. So that's a mic drop right there. Brian, what else is going on?
So we're assuming he's not asking Mike Opelka questions?
No, it's just you and me, baby.
Okay.
Even if he never does.
Okay.
Because usually when it was just me and him there for a while, it was all me.
Gotcha.
Completely closed is causing about a 5-minute delay. In Von Army, we have an accident reported at the intersection of Somerset Road and Fisher Road, so expect delays. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. Number 210-785-2601. I'm Sean and Ann.
I'm going to bring up the fact that today's the day Jaws came out, talk a little bit about that, then I'll ask him a question. And then
okay.
Okay.
Do a fine job, but ask yourself, is fine really good enough for you and your family? Don't leave your case to chance. Contact Thomas J. Henry today. San Antonio, Texas.
Mixture of clouds and sun today, highs 101, 75 right now. You hear that music, you know it's time for our daily visit with Mike Opelka from the Pure Opelka podcast. Mike, it was on this day in 1975, Jaws, released in the movie theaters. I remember going and seeing that and just thinking how scary and just great that movie was. And I've seen it since then. And I'm thinking, what was I so scared about? Right. Yeah. And they probably would have. All right. So the Biden officials in the Biden administration are downplaying the possible recession. How can you downplay this?
Jaws and A Clockwork Orange. We're talking some classic cinema today. Mike, this is Chris. This is our first opportunity to talk to you since the fateful bicycle ride by President Joe Biden. If you're his handlers, Mike, how do you let him ride a bicycle with cameras nearby? Isn't that an accident waiting to happen? Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow. All right. So transportation secretary is making a bleak prediction about summer gas prices. How much more bleak can it be, Mike? I get him confused. And Mike, late last week, we had, I guess you could call it a Capitol break-in. Arrests were made. It was a CBS crew involving members of the Colbert staff. And I think even Triumph, the insult comic dog, was involved. Will Triumph, the insult comic dog, be called on Capitol Hill to testify?
That would be great.
Oh!
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, it should be very interesting. As always, Mike, appreciate the visit. That's Mike Opelka from the Pure Opelka podcast. That segment brought to you by Randy Adams Incorporated.
Good morning, Beth.
Would that be your wife, Beth?
That would be my wife, Beth. She's here.
You don't get to see her enough at home.
Woo, yeah, exactly. This is how she gets to see me. Hi, Beth.
Hey, good morning. It's Charity. The best jewelry buying opportunity ever is going on.
Rayson says the Spurs will win the 2023 NBA championship. And
where's he at?
Spurs. He is in Hawaii.
Yeah, because the bars are already open or still open,
right.
or he just left the bar or what?
I think they're gonna make some. Again, Thursday night's a big night. I think they're gonna make some noise.
Yeah, but 2023. That's
that's.
I'd say before 2025.
I went downtown San Antonio and watched a Ted Nugent concert. Actually, the jaw-dropping performance. Afterwards, we were standing in front of the Hilton waiting for our ride, and a limousine popped up with TNT license plates. Ted popped out of the limousine. He gave my girlfriend a kiss. She fell off the planter she was standing on. He gave me an autograph. He told me if I touched his hair, he would
kill me.
Now, that was not exactly a spur brush,
but Ted. Oh, I'm invited to the John Jay High School golf tournament. Oh, I'm sorry, will not be going.
Now, you're a big golf guy. You're
but I
a distinguished John Jay graduate.
Once
I
again.
think they're considering a statue, a Tim Merryman statue outside John Jay High School.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a topic someday.
What's that?
Why are there no statues? There's a Magic and a Kareem in front of the Staples Center. There's a Michael in front of the United Center in Chicago.
There should be the three
at least
walking down the court like after the championship when they're all together. That one picture that should be that should be the one. We should raise money.
There
We
should
should
be
do
an
a GoFundMe.
Iceman. There should be an Iceman
with a
statue.
finger roll.
Yeah, and ultimately there should be a pop. Whenever he steps aside,
Just a giant head.
But yeah, you should certainly
Just
have
a big giant
a
head for
Tim,
pop.
a Tim and a Ice, and yes, Tim, Tony, and Manu, the big three.
Tim, Tony, and Manu together, and then Ice would be on one end of it. Like put Ice up in the
But
courtyard.
we gotta like
Ice
you
Ice
can't-
doing a finger roll.
It's not everybody who gets a banner. There should
No.
not. I love Bruce Bowen at HEB,
but
there should not be a Bruce Bowen or an Avery
Johnson should
now,
never.
Sean, I'm willing to.
Oh, no. Sean
taking
dude,
the
just that
Memorial
one
Day.
fucking shot
Yeah.
with one kidney. Yeah, he deserves it. And
Sean
Johnny
gets
Moore
one.
does not belong up there.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
That's probably about Johnny Moore. Cheated him out of a trip to Disney World in a
It-
golf tournament.
He's the guy who cheats at golf.
Yeah.
I've heard that Johnny Moore, if you play golf, that he will.
He's a cheater.
He will inflate.
He won't take all his strokes. That's the problem.
Well, I've heard he's like won televisions and stuff.
Yeah.
Just
Oh
like
yeah, well, he
cheating
won
in
a
tournaments.
trip to Walt Disney World. Charlie's still mad about it. Wow. Because it should have been Charlie. Yeah, you still bring up that guy. That's the first thing comes out of his fucking mouth.
Okay, so I'm doing
This
this
is
one,
yours.
and we were talking about
The shooting.
DC, and we'll also talk San Antonio.
Yeah, San
just the
Antonio
fact that
and the
they're-
river walk. I
Yeah.
mean, my God, what is going on, people?
Okay.
What's in the freaking water?
Wow. And that's a lockout.
Yeah, just straight
And
to
then,
spots. And then
I'm pimping Charlie Parker's commentary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Playtime is over. Digital
Yeah.
Duncan doesn't guess. Digital Duncan knows what's wrong. When your
Oh yeah,
AC
you gotta
breaks
pee.
down,
That's where I was going.
Woo!
Damn it. When you forget you gotta pee, that's when you really get old.
Yeah.
buy new Kettle AC today and we'll install it tomorrow. GOE TTL. We'll keep you cool, but it's hard to spell. If you
you've been hurt in a crash, do your research. You'll find plenty of lawyers out there. They'll probably do a
Brian Gann has some headlines coming at you.
really good enough for you and your family.
Once again, good morning, Beth.
Contact Thomas J. Henry today. San Antonio,
I'm going
Texas.
to talk a little bit. The microphone is on board this camera, so I'm going to turn that camera around a little bit.
Police on a shooting that left 7 wounded, 2 dead after a family barbecue in San Antonio. Good morning, I'm Brian Gann, in for Charity McCurdy with our top stories and traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the northwest side, we have an accident working on I-10 westbound at Loop 410. It's going to have the connecting ramps to Loop 410 completely closed, so it's causing about a 5-minute delay. Inbound Army, we have an accident at the intersection of Somerset Road and Fisher Road, so expect delay.
Good morning, Rayson.
Happen to see any traffic.
I like your Spurs optimism, Rayson.
785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI. This report is sponsored by SRGExpress.com. The specialized recruiting group takes an individual approach to placing people in contract and full-time roles. And they're ready to help you find your next opportunity. Visit SRGExpress.com to get connected with an employment expert.
You might want to mention that Rory O'Neill has a day off.
Okay.
So people don't think-
Is he national correspondent, Rory O'Neill?
Yeah. And I don't know who the fuck you are, Troy Eldridge. But I'm not going to a damn golf tournament.
About 3 this morning, we're near St. Mary's in Commerce when he saw the body in the water. We saw her on the scene investigating. San Antonio police also investigating a drive-by shooting that killed 2 people, wounded 5 others on the city's southwest side. Police Chief William McManus says it happened as a family was gathering in front of their home for a barbecue. McManus says he's frustrated with the amount of violence recently.
So far, one person has RSVP'd to this golf tournament. That's what I like to hear.
At the time, but they were not hurt. Police are continuing to look for a suspect. A new report says Uvalde police who responded to the Robb Elementary School shooting waited 77 minutes.
I just can't believe that, man. Why? Why?
They need to clean house.
They need to do something. This can never happen again.
Yeah.
Any small town, big town, medium-sized town, any town. Should never happen again.
When they close, the report says police had access to a tool that could have opened the door even if it was locked. I'm Jacqueline Scott.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott believes multiple caravans headed to the state's border with Mexico are breaking up. Abbott says the caravans are starting to break up because law
You know what they say, though. Breaking up is hard to do.
Yeah.
Man, one of these days we're going to do this on the Talkback, your first concert.
And I went to a lot of concerts. I'm trying to remember my first concert. I don't remember it. I went to a bunch of them in the 70s.
John Denver.
John Denver, very nice.
Starland Vocal Band opened for him.
Afternoon Delight.
Yeah. It was a great show. Great show. And I was a big John Denver guy when I was young.
I, to this day,
still like him.
I think you listen to what he put out. He
Yeah.
was so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good show, man.
I mean, he just captured the feeling of the Rocky Mountains,
Yes, he did.
Colorado.
Yes, he did. And actually, I went to his high school in Dallas, in Fort Worth. I was up there working the summer with my brother-in-law, who's no longer with us, and we went and sat in the 50-yard line of the high school football stadium right behind the school and drank a beer to John Denver.
Very nice.
John Dutchendorf, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he told me, you know, John Denver went to high school right down the street. I said, no, he didn't. He goes, yes, he did. And I said, no, where? And he says, right down the street, that high school. That's where he went to high school. I said, well, shit, let's go.
Yeah.
So we grabbed the beers and went down there. Yes, and my brother-in-law was giving me beers when I was underage. Hey, that's what brother-in-laws are for. Yeah, we'll do that one day. There'll be a concert or something coming up.
I've been to the grave of Sam Kinison in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
One of my heroes. I like Sam.
I love Sam Kinison.
Yeah. So funny. So freaking funny.
but it didn't become a federal holiday
What a
until last
tragedy.
year with a stroke of President Biden's pen.
We can't rest. So the
And have you ever been to Dallas and stood on the X?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We did that when we were there for the Spurs Mavs series. Hey, I got to go down there and stand on the X, man. Get a picture of me.
I might have. That's when I got mine. I think it was Walter Pasacreta
So it
took
was me
mine.
and Charlie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I might have been there the same time that you were there.
Yeah, me and Charlie were there. Yeah, that was a good one.
And even more delays left plenty of travelers stranded this holiday weekend.
Emily Kaida reports that most of the problems are blamed on bad weather and pilot shortages here in the U.S. The TSA, by the way, says that the busiest air travel day of 2022 took place on Friday. That TSA
That's amazing,
nearly 2.5
isn't it?
people at security checkpoints.
That Friday was the busiest travel day of 2022. You would have thought it would have been Memorial Day weekend.
True.
Everybody getting ready for Juneteenth, man.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Ownership is the new endorsement. Celebrities like Billie Eilish, LeBron James and Arnold Schwarzenegger are investing in big brands thanks to connections made through Main Street Advisors.
They've really been able to push forward this notion of don't just put your name on something that you like. Take a stake in it and help build it.
Jason Kelly, chief correspondent for Bloomberg Quick Take, says it's not just
John Williams pointing out that Charlie's angel Jacqueline Smith went to Trinity University.
Yes, she
that
did.
is correct.
And
Christopher Cross went to Alamo Heights High School.
Cheryl Ladd lives in Bernie.
Woo!
Thomas Hayden Church in Blanco.
taking notice of the potential for their own.
And I just found out Friday that my buddy Glenn that lives up in Round Rock, one of his clients, one neighbor is Rick Emmett from Triumph and the other one is Joe Rogan.
My goodness.
Yeah. I said, wait a minute, Rick Emmett from Triumph? Rick Emmett?
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the northwest side, we have an accident working on I-10 westbound and Loop 410. It's going to have the connecting ramps to Loop 410 completely closed.
Okay, so we've had churches, schools, grocery stores,
Family barbecues, everything.
One place you won't get shot. Gun range. Just saying.
The number's 210-785-2601. That's shot and
Does anybody know where the inmates are? I thought you had them.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's Breakfast Baconator. Don't let breakfast
Rick James.
Rick James, bitch.
Wendy's Breakfast Baconator will
Thought he was dead.
all day long. Wake up to fresh
Uh-oh. Yacht bursts into flames. I hate it when that happens.
Yeah. It'll ruin your whole day.
Wendy's during breakfast hours only.
Damn, that's a big one. I don't see anybody jumping off, do you?
No, hopefully they've already.
On the other side, hope that.
There's somebody.
Yeah. Wow. How does that happen? I guess you don't freebase on a yacht.
This report is sponsored by Northern Tool and Equipment. Power buys are back in Northern
All right, here we go. Okay. I won't say anything this time.
Or 50% on an Ironton 7-inch car polishing kit. Now only $59.99. Shop in store or online at northerntool.com.
You are on board with San Antonio's First News. I'm Chris Duel, along with Mr. T, Tim Merryman, the boss man, Brian Gann, in for Charity McCurdy, Jeremy Kolok, your soundscape stylist, rocking the suburbs as he always does. Coming up in just a little bit, it'll be Charlie Parker's commentary, his salute to war hero, American hero, Audie Murphy. By the way, national correspondent Rory O'Neill, who we often speak to in this segment, he has the day off because we are celebrating the Juneteenth national holiday. And Charlie, as we've been, and Tim, as we've been talking about this morning, a celebration in Washington, D.C. overnight. Gunshots ring out. A teenager is dead. 3 other people, including a police officer, were injured last night. It was a neighborhood called Mochella, which is a trendy neighborhood in the Washington, D.C. area. The police chief there says this was an unpermitted Juneteenth celebration. But nonetheless, people are celebrating Juneteenth, and you would hope that you could celebrate a holiday like this. And this is a special one because today is the first ever national Juneteenth holiday, and people get shot and a 15-year-old boy is killed.
Yes, and it seems like, Chris, like you can't go to a school without the danger of being shot. You can't go to church, can't go to a grocery store, can't have a barbecue in front of your house. We just saw that happen.
Oh, God. Here in San Antonio.
Yes.
And, you know, you and I have talked about it. You know, you want to stay home because you go to these public events and you risk being shot because it happens so frequently across the country. And as Brian Gann has been reporting all morning, the shooting at a family barbecue in San Antonio on the southwest side, 2 dead, 7 wounded. Yeah. There were kids in that house playing. It was just another horrible, horrible shooting. And we heard the frustration of San Antonio Police Chief William McManus.
Definitely. And frustration from just about everybody. Americans should be frustrated because this seems to be almost a daily occurrence now.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about this, I don't know how many times, Chris. It seems like every day we come to work is another one.
Yeah. And this one here in San Antonio, the family barbecue shooting. And all right, Tim, we've got this legislation on Capitol Hill. We talk about it. They're going to address mental health. They're going to address red flag laws. But still, I think when we were kids, I never worried about getting shot. I had heard the story about Charles Whitman on the clock tower at the University of Texas. That seemed like a once-in-a-lifetime occurrence. And as you mentioned, it seems like every morning we come in here. Where was the shooting today? Oh, D.C. and on the southwest side of San Antonio.
Yeah, it just got to stop. It really has to stop. And I don't know what the answer is. I wish I did. I wish I could just come out and say, this is what we need to do and get it done. But it's something has to give.
And again, I think it's got to be hearts and souls. You heard Police Chief William McManus saying, you know, people are shooting one another with little regard for other people's lives. We've got to find a way to better raise our kids and to better enlighten those among us in our communities that we need to respect and love each other more, and not so readily, as you pointed out, in DC, somebody decided it's a good idea to show up to this Juneteenth celebration with guns in case things got out of hand and they got angry and they had grievances, so they start shooting the place up.
Look, if you're heading out someplace and you think there's a possibility there might be a grievance and you're going to get angry and something might happen, stay home.
Yeah.
Stay home and get angry.
My goodness. And, you know, we're sorry that on a day like this, a lot of people have a holiday. It's the Juneteenth celebration, a national holiday. We're sorry we have to bring you these stories, but they're happening, and they're happening across the country, and they're happening in our own backyard here in San Antonio. And, you know, we'll continue to talk to experts. We'll continue to talk to people in the know about how we can try to find a way to eliminate or at least diminish these shootings across the country and across Texas and even in San Antonio. But we're kind of at a loss at this point. It seems like things are getting worse. Coming up, Charlie Parker with a salute to the great American hero, Audie Murphy, that and a whole lot more. It is San Antonio's first news on News Radio 1200 WOAI. Yeah, John Williams, I think to let anybody have a gun unlicensed and untrained, I think is not wise, but here we are in Texas. And I think responsible gun owners want other gun owners to be responsible.
Damn right we do. Look, it shouldn't even be. It's just fucked up. That's what it is. I love this one. This from Michelle. I managed to be in the same elevator with Sean Elliott at a local hospital. I didn't know who he was. He was very kind, and we were just chatting away. It wasn't until we got off on the same floor when people said, "It's Sean Elliott." I looked at him and smiled. He winked. Who knows what he thought, since I had no clue who he was. Very nice guy.
Very cool.
She's a front office manager. I do know that much about Michelle because it says so right here. Woo!
introductory financial plan. Edelman Financial Engines. Built for
All
those
right.
who built themselves.
So what should Chris Duel have done being in line in front of Bruce Bowen?
You don't interrupt the man.
It is what it is.
Not making eye contact.
It is what it
is.
So you gotta throw that in there. 'Cause that is a Bruce Bowen
I
is.
just said, Bruce, it is what it is.
Oh, my man. What a fine American. Motherfucker.
No surgery, no drugs, no downtime. And patient satisfaction reports are incredible. Call QC Kinetics now to learn more about regenerative medicine. Get a free in-office consultation. 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. They're in Hollywood Park and Westover Hills. 210-571-0318. Join Brooklyn Chandler.
And have you seen the Maverick yet? Top Gun Maverick?
I have not, and I better hurry because Elvis drops on Friday.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I think me and the guys that I usually hang out with on Fridays are little He-Man Woman Haters Club. We're all going to go see Elvis together.
Yeah, I definitely want to see. I want to see both of them equally.
Well, I'm going to wear the white jumpsuit when I go.
As you should.
Yeah, because hey,
everybody wore the aviator glasses to go see.
Yeah, I went shirtless and oiled up, and come on, kept slipping out of the
I'm
chair.
going to wear the leather outfit, the 68.
You go black leather.
Special.
You go black leather because I asked young Jeremy last week. Okay, man, white jumpsuit or black leather Elvis? He says I have to go with black leather. But see, I like white jumpsuit.
I like white jump. I like every era.
Yeah.
But I believe his apex.
Was the black
68
leather.
comeback.
Black
special.
leather.
Yeah.
Black leather Elvis. See, I like fat, out of shape Elvis because it made me feel good.
That too.
Made me feel good about myself. And you ever look at old pictures of you and go, damn, I weighed more back then.
Yeah.
That's what kept happening to me yesterday because there was a lot of pictures of when I took Cindy to New York for her 50th birthday. And the girls were like, God, Dad, you lost a lot of weight since. And I went, yeah, thanks. Thanks, a little shit.
So that was my fat Elvis phase.
Yeah. Go to your room.
Easy to predict. Morning coffee, work, lunch, more work. Predicting when news is going to happen is a lot tougher. Knowing the latest news is as easy as listening to us 3, 4, 5 times a day. News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Just ahead of headlines, traffic and weather together. A salute to the American hero, Audie Murphy. Unlike anybody else, only Charlie Parker can do it this way.
I'm Charlie Parker, and today we salute United States Army First Lieutenant Audie Leon Murphy. Great Texan.
See, Leon did not know that.
Audie Murphy.
I did not know Leon either.
1925, one of the most decorated American combat soldiers of World War II. He received every military combat award for valor available from the United States Army. Received the Medal of Honor for valor that he demonstrated at the age of 19 for single-handedly holding off a company of Germany's soldiers for an hour at the Colmar Pocket in France in January of 1945, then leading a successful counterattack while wounded and out of ammunition. After the attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941, Murphy's older sister helped him falsify documentation about his birth date, that in order to meet the minimum age requirement for enlisting in the military. Turned down initially for being underweight by the Army, Navy, and the Marines, he eventually was able to enlist in the Army. First saw action in the 1943 Allied invasion of Sicily. Then participated in the Battle of Anzio, the liberation of Rome, and the invasion of southern France. After the war, Murphy embarked on a 21-year acting career, played himself in the 1955 autobiographical film To Hell and Back, that based on his 1949 memoirs of the same name, but most of his roles were in Westerns. Just a quick look at some of his military awards. They include the Bronze Star, 2 times, one with a T device, 3 Purple Hearts, Army Good Conduct Medal, Distinguished Unit Citation, World War II Victory Medal, Army of Occupation Medal with a German class, the French Legion of Honor.
Okay, so what do you do in this situation? A man in New York City walks up to an ATM that was left wide open in Midtown Manhattan. What do you do? What do you think he did?
He probably took some money, but there are probably cameras on you. You either got to keep walking or you got to call the authorities to deal with it.
Well, this man, seeing it open, decided to go in the bank, get a bag, came back out, made away with $200,000. Yeah, they're looking for him right now. They have made no arrest, but we're guessing also the bank employee that left the machine open, probably looking for a job today.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, because, he's looking at it going, okay, that's a lot of cash. I don't have enough pockets for that. Hang on, let me go in the bank and get a bag. And get a bag
where there are cameras
and come back out and load it up. Because I'll get away with it.
God.
Jesus, people, man.
San Antonio police investigating
It was a mob hit.
shooting that killed 2 people, wounded 5 others during a family barbecue on the southwest side.
I'm gonna say drunk dude who just fell in.
You think so? I think you're gonna find out it was a foul play. They just dumped his body.
But he dropped it downtown in the river, on the Riverwalk?
See, I think somebody got into an altercation on the Riverwalk.
All right.
Knifed the dude, threw him in the water.
Okay.
I like your idea better, though.
I say drunk dude fell, hit his head.
I like that.
Would have died anyway, but went into the river.
Drowned. And drowned.
Give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by Integrity Roofing and Siding.
I'm Ronnie Suarez, owner of Integrity Roofing and Siding. Your home or business is a valuable asset. Be careful selecting a roofer just because they can start today. Choose a company with a proven history and an impeccable reputation in San Antonio for over a decade. Call Integrity Roofing at 340-ROOF or online at integritysa.com.
Mixture of clouds and sun today, tomorrow, Wednesday. Highs 101 today, 100 tomorrow, and upper 90s near 100 on Wednesday. 75 degrees. Nobody plays Vance Joy like San Antonio's First News. Mr. T, along with Chris Duel, Brian Gann in for Charity McCurdy coming up in the 8 o'clock hour. Let's see, we're going to talk more about the shooting in D.C. and what happened in San Antonio over the weekend, and also flight delays across the country and who could get away from gas prices and inflation. All that coming up in the 8 o'clock hour. But you still have not seen Top Gun Maverick, right?
I am embarrassed to admit I have yet to see.
No, so you're just trying to beat all the crowds. I see what you're doing here. Well, Buzz Lightyear shot for the stars and fell just short of the dinosaurs this weekend in the box office. Jurassic World Dominion took #1 slot at the box office with about $59 million. Buzz Lightyear came in second with a measly $51 million. And coming in third, Top Gun Maverick with $44 million. But it actually, by coming in third, they actually became the second movie to gross this much. Only Avatar grossed more in the first 4 weeks than Top Gun Maverick.
People were just crazy about Top Gun Maverick. It was just a frenzy to go see it. That's why I'm shocked that I still haven't seen it yet.
You're just waiting for the crowds to die down. I get it.
Well, and this week, Friday, the Elvis movie. I may wind up seeing the Elvis movie first and then Top Gun Maverick.
There's nothing wrong with that. That Elvis movie, I saw the previews when I went to go see Top Gun Maverick. Looks really, really good.
I love me some Elvis, and Jeremy Kolok really loves him some Elvis.
Which surprises me that a 24-year-old would have as much just love and admiration for the king of rock and roll like Jeremy
Well,
does.
he grew up in the Memphis area, so I mean, he was steeped in Elvisness as a young man.
It was ingrained in him at a young age.
Yes.
Just how important
as it should be.
The king of rock and roll.
I think if you're a good parent, you bring up your kids on Elvis.
Elvis and Jim Morrison.
Yes.
You do that.
You can't go wrong.
Yeah, that's rounding them out, as we like to say. All right, coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to talk more about the thousands of flight cancellations and delays that happened over the weekend, and gas prices and inflation. are not going away. We did get a little reprieve at the gas pump. We'll tell you all about that coming up in the 8 o'clock hour.
Should you act now or wait a
Woo!
That's the question many homeowners are wrestling with as they weigh putting their
And
home
more
on the
brushes
market.
with
Hey, good morning,
spurs.
it's Charity. If a growing family or working from home means you need more space, call Christopher Waters. With Chris Waters, you can stay in your home after the sale.
Wow, Dean, that's pretty
on your dream home.
that's pretty amazing. A mountain lion on your security camera.
Most importantly, Chris Waters guarantees multiple offers on your home in 5 days, or he will sell it for free. Get maximum convenience and maximum sales price for your home. Camilla in San Antonio went with Chris Waters after firing her old agent. She says the Waters team handled everything quickly and professionally. After sitting on the market for 5 months with another realty, her home sold in less than 30 days over the asking price with Christopher Waters. Chris Waters is the only real estate agent I would recommend and trust with the sale of my home. Reach out to Chris Waters and his team at 210-890-5777 or check him out online at ChristopherWaters.com.
Well, from a Christopher Waters commercial to a Roger Waters commercial.
Here's your chance to win front row tickets to see Roger Waters in concert at T-Mobile Arena. Plus, attend Soundcheck, take home an autographed guitar, and more from AEG. Text the nationwide keyword Waters to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's Waters to 200-200.
Of ABC Home and Commercial Services. Trees can be one of your landscape's most valuable elements, and keeping them healthy is always money well spent. ABC's veteran tree staff is manned by ISA and Oakwood certified arborists, and we provide tree trimming, tree care, and tree fertilization services. Plus, if you're ever concerned about tree damage from wind or storms, give our specialists a call for a free evaluation. ABC Home and Commercial Services, specialists for your environment.
ABC Home and Commercial Services. Hi, it's Drew Pearson from my friends at WellMed. As a Hall of Famer, I love it when a quarterback and receiver have a great connection. You can be part of a great connection too. Connecting WellMed's high-quality healthcare with the highest-rated Medicare Advantage plan helps you focus on.
Woo!
Call 210-436-6005 or visit wellmedhealthcare.com/connect.
Drew Pearson is a paid spokesperson. Other plans are accepted. For full enrollment details, visit Medicare.com.
Hello, I'm Randy Adams, LearnToBuyAndSellCars.com. Heard right here on News Radio 1200 WOAI. I buy the good, the bad, and the ugly. I want to buy your vehicle in any kind of condition. Give me a call, 830-708-4789, or check my website, LearnToBuyAndSellCars.com.
If you were hurt in a crash, it's important to act fast. Instead of haggling with insurance, just call Thomas J. Henry. Remember, the call is free and you don't pay us any fees unless we win your case. Contact Thomas J. Henry today, San Antonio, Texas.
Need relief from foot pain? Call the Good Feet store at 210-598-8859.
From the Kinetico Water Softener Studio, the last water softener you'll ever own. This is News Radio 1200 WOAI, San Antonio, an iHeart radio station.
The latest on a shooting that left 7 wounded, 2 dead following a family barbecue in San Antonio. Good morning, I'm Brian Gann in for Charity McCurdy with our top stories and traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the northwest side, the accident we're working on I-10 westbound at Loop 410 has been cleared. The connecting ramps to Loop 410 have been reopened. On the west side of town, we're getting reports of a vehicle fire working on Commerce Street just east of Zarzamore Street, so expect delays. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Your Weather Channel forecast calling for mostly sunny today. The heat wave rolls on. We'll top out in the upper 90s. Currently clear and 75 degrees in News Radio 1200 WOAI. Our top story this morning is an update to breaking news. An investigation is underway after the discovery of a body found floating in water along the Riverwalk downtown early this morning. Police say a man says he was walking along the Riverwalk about 3 this morning near St. Mary's and Commerce when he saw the body in the water. Police are on the scene and investigating. Police also continuing to look for a suspect following a drive-by shooting that killed 2 people, wounded 5 on the city's southwest side. Police Chief William McManus says it happened at a family gathering in front of the house. Two men were killed, 3 other men, 2 women were wounded. Children were playing inside the house at the time, but none of the children were hurt. Police are continuing to look for the suspect in the shooting. A new report says Uvalde police who responded to the Robb Elementary School shooting waited 77 minutes before trying to open the 2 doors.
A report in the San Antonio Express News says investigators don't believe the gunman who killed 21 people in Uvalde last month could have locked the 2 doors from the inside. Doors at the school are designed to lock when they close. The report says police had access to a tool that could have opened the door even if it was locked. I'm Jacqueline Scott.
A Texas state trooper is recovering after being shot during a weekend chase in Falfurrias along 281. The Department of Public Safety says the trooper began chasing a suspect after the driver tried to evade a traffic stop. Troopers deployed spike strips, ending the chase, but the suspect then opened fire as the officers approached. One of the troopers was wounded. They returned fire, killing the suspect. Texas Governor Greg Abbott believes multiple caravans headed to the state's border with Mexico are breaking up.
Abbott says the caravans are starting to break up because law enforcement is working together.
It's a consequence of the agreements that I reached with the governors of Mexico, where they are doing their part to help secure the border from the Mexico side of the border.
The governor also credited work done by Mexican police. Texas is also planning to have the National Guard and DPS work to block border crossings to stop illegal immigration. Margo Morano, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
As we continue to deal with rising prices, former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers says a recession is likely.
We haven't had a situation like the present with inflation above 4 and unemployment below 4 without a recession.
Appearing on NBC's Meet the Press, Summers noted the Federal Reserve needs to keep raising interest rates to fight the record high inflation
and recession looming, all that.
Woo!
Yeah.
Feel good topic.
Of course.
U.S. gas tax holiday is worth considering.
President Biden
Yeah,
wants
whatever.
to do anything he possibly can to help consumers. Gas prices have risen a great deal.
Appearing on ABC's This Week program, she explained that President Biden stands ready to work with Congress as gas prices spike to an average of $5 per gallon nationwide. Some governors
There you go.
and state lawmakers
There's the body found downtown.
All right.
and a state gas tax
Yeah, if it's a hit, do you dump them there?
I mean, he's trying to send a message.
prices in Texas did go down slightly.
Yeah, he's gonna find out the dude was fucked up.
COVID-19 vaccine
315. Come on, man. They found him at 3.
White House COVID-19 response coordinator
He's
Dr.
out celebrating, having a holiday, you know. Stay out late on the Riverwalk. Have you ever fallen in the Riverwalk?
I have dived into the Riverwalk.
No way.
Oh yeah.
What?
Just
for the hell
it
of
was
it?
like Fiesta, and I was
Hot.
25,
And
and
hot and
it was like a
fucking-
dare, and smelled like petroleum afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
and- yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you ever see that video of the guy that did the dive down there cleaning up stuff? We're
Oh,
pigs.
oh, it's awful.
We're pigs, man.
Yeah,
We're
it
frickin'
felt
pigs.
it felt like quicksand. It
We're pigs,
felt
man.
awful.
I mean, they find all kinds of stuff, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was down there they used to do an art show down there on the Riverwalk, and I was down there on, it was a Starving Artist, I believe is what it was
Yeah.
called. And we were down there, and there was real crowded, and some dude got pushed in. Yeah, I had to laugh. I thought it was funny, but he didn't think it was funny at all. And I'm surprised that does not happen more often.
Yeah.
The flight tracking website FlightAware shows that over 2,500 flights were canceled nationwide today. Most of the problems are being blamed on either bad weather or pilot shortage.
Here, you want to do 2 segments in this hour to make up for me screwing you up?
It doesn't matter. I'm okay. I can do whatever you want to do. Or
Actually, I'm going to have you do the whole 40 and 50.
Okay.
All right, both of those together.
All right.
since I screwed you, I feel bad about this.
So I didn't see no Michael Board today. Does he have the day off?
Apparently.
It's good to be Michael Board.
I guess.
Made the comment on Twitter last night, but then soon fell again. Musk told followers he will keep supporting Dogecoin and keep buying it. Dogecoin was trading at under 6 cents this morning. At one point last year, it was trading around 70 cents. Another check of traffic and weather together. More of San Antonio's first news coming up. No matter where you are, we are live anywhere on the iHeartRadio app. I'm Brian Gann, News Radio 1200.
Bernard asks, how come you two don't have the day off? Because the news never takes the day off, Bernard.
Because Chris keeps saying that. I'm sorry, but I don't need comp days. I got enough vacation as it is.
About 9 times out of 10. What about that 10th time? That's when the magic happens. Tell me. But I wasted all of our time talking about grocery store liquid. Don't waste your time on grocery store liquid. Call Zach and me. Go. GOECTL.com.
Hi, it's Mr. T. I can't believe we're already halfway through the year. If you had stopped struggling with CPAP and get better sleep on your to-do list for 2022, don't worry, there's still time. Now there's a treatment option that'll give you the sleep you've been dreaming of. It's called Inspire. Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside your body with just a click of a remote. That's right.
A button.
Simply click the button on the Inspire remote before falling asleep. As you sleep, Inspire will keep you breathing normally and sleeping peacefully. Inspire is the only FDA-approved sleep apnea treatment of its kind, and it's helping thousands of people finally get the restful sleep they deserve.
You know, I wonder with gas prices and inflation and everything being the way it is, how will fireworks sales be for 4th of July?
Great question.
Because they're already getting ready out by me. They've already
Yeah.
mowed in front of all the fireworks stands and getting ready. And I'm just wondering, it might be a light year for that. Although it's hard to tell in my neighborhood because it's like freaking Beirut.
From Publishers Clearinghouse. There are just days left to enter to win $15 million on June 30th. So you must enter at PCH.com before it's too late. $15 million, all for you. But time is running out, so enter now at PCH.com. The $15 million prize of a lifetime. Don't miss your last chance to win it this June 30th. Enter now at PCH.com. Entries through 6/28. No purchase necessary. Price deal is $100,000 annual required.
If you've ever ordered food for work, you understand. It's different. There's just so much more at stake. Whether it's a meeting, a client call, or lunch with the office, it has to arrive at the actual lunchtime. Food for work has to work. That's why there's Easy Cater. Food that's on time and as ordered from over 82,000 restaurants. And if there's a problem, rare, you can reach someone in seconds. Thank you for calling Easy Cater. Some food just doesn't work at work, but Easy Cater just does. Order 24/7 at EasyCater.com.
News Radio 1200, WOAI, an iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeart Radio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one.
San Antonio's first news, Mr. T, along with Chris Duel, Brian Gann in for Charity McCurdy. Coming up, your San Antonio Football Club insider. Dan Weiss is going to tell you all about the 1-1 tie that happened on Saturday.
Oh, boy.
Don't you just love soccer?
Mm-hmm.
That's coming up. That's brought to you by SWBC. And, of course, your Sean Hannity Morning Minute brought to you by Insperity coming up before 9 o'clock. Let's get traffic and weather. Yeah, 1-1 tie. Woo!
I was there for a Scorpion 0-0 tie once.
Well, that's true.
Oh, my God.
On the west side of town, we're getting reports of a vehicle fire working on Commerce Street, just east of Dartmouth Moore Street, so expect delays. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call for traffic supply. The number is 210-785-2601. And Sean and Ann's News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Mixture of clouds and sun today, tomorrow, Wednesday. Highs 101 today, 100 tomorrow, and upper 90s near 100 on Wednesday. 78 degrees.
Yes!
The Elvis movie opens this Friday.
I want to go.
Yes. Now, my question is, will you be wearing the white jumpsuit or the black leather to the Elvis movie?
I think I'm going 68 comeback special black leather. That was Elvis at his apex, in my opinion.
I agree with that, but I'm more of a white jumpsuit guy. When I want to dress up like Elvis, I want to wear the jumpsuit.
And to be honest, if you've seen my body lately, I probably am more of a white jumpsuit guy. I probably won't wear the black leather pants as well as
It'll be
Elvis
hard to
did
get them off
in
yes.
1968. Yeah. So all right, I may go with the jumpsuit.
Yeah, I think the jumpsuit, it just says, it's more formal.
Yeah.
When you go into a movie, especially if you're going to go see Elvis movie, you want to look formal.
Plus, you're wearing the cape. If you're wearing the white jumpsuit, you got to have that cape.
Yeah.
And you got to do some karate moves in line on the way into the movie theater.
All the way.
Definitely do
all
some
the way.
karate
With
moves.
with your nice glasses
Oh.
on. Oh, yeah.
Got to get those pork chop sideburns going.
Now that I can do.
Yeah.
That I can do. I just got to get the grease in out.
and we both have the beard, so we could, on Friday we could come in with pork chop sideburns in honor of the Elvis movie.
I'll do it if you do it.
I can be convinced.
Okay,
I can be convinced.
We'll talk in the post-show meeting about that.
Thank you very much.
All right. So unless you're living under a rock, you know that everything that we consume, buy, do has gone up.
Ugh.
Gas prices, though, we got a little reprieve over the weekend. According to AAA's gas prices, the average in the state of Texas is $4.65. The average in Bexar County is $4.63.
Woo!
Now I paid $4.59 yesterday.
As did I. That's exactly what I paid. I went to the Valero on Austin Highway near the Bun and Barrel.
Okay.
And near Tong's Tie.
Oh.
At that Valero, it was $4.59 a gallon.
See, that's what I paid yesterday in Floresville at the HEB. Now, the national average has dipped a little bit. It's now just $4.98. Close enough to $5. I'm just going to go ahead and call it $5. And there are reports that, depending on who you listen to, we got about a 40% chance of being in a recession 2023. I think it's even higher than that.
I do too.
To be honest with
things
you.
are not looking good.
Yeah, I mean,
right
look, we got another interest rate hike allegedly coming next month. Already a 0.75% jump this month. So if they do that again, even if it's just a 0.5%, I mean, everything, using your credit cards is costing you more already. If they jump it up again, it's going to cost you even more than that.
So as bad as it is now in 2023, it looks like it's going to be worse.
Yes, just something for you to look forward to on this Monday morning, the first national holiday for Juneteenth, and we're giving you all this depressing news.
Thanks for bringing me down.
That's the least I could do. And if you want to an uplifting story, on Friday, Chris Duel leaves the show, goes to HEB, and standing right behind him was Bruce Bowen.
Yes, but he did not make eye contact. He was looking at his phone, and I will never be that intrusive Spurs fan. Hey, Bruce. Hey, can I get a selfie?
It is what it is.
No. Leave the man alone. Now, had he made eye contact, I'd have either given him the guy nod.
Yeah.
Hey, Bruce. Or I'd have said, hey, Bruce, what's up? Big fan.
All right. So
Good
the guy nod to a Spur, if you run into him, out in public.
Yeah.
That's always a good way to go.
A good guy nod.
Yeah, guy nod.
Don't say I want an autograph. Don't try to take a selfie. Just give him the guy nod. It's like, I know who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like you.
Thanks.
And thanks for for your service to the Spurs.
Yeah, thanks for putting us on the map.
Yep.
Yeah, because Bruce Bowen definitely put us on the map, as well as Tim Duncan, Tony.
Yeah.
Manu,
and I love
David.
a Spur who came from somewhere else. I think Bowen went to Cal State Fullerton, who winds up staying in San Antonio. They come here, they play for the Spurs, they realize how wonderful San Antonio is, and they stick around. I love that. Larry Keenan, George Gervin, I mean, Mark Olberding, we could rattle off a ton of names.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that's a cool thing if they stay.
Well, it says a lot about the city of San Antonio.
Yes, it does.
All right, so we've been asking you via our talkback feature available on the iHeartRadio app, your brushes with Spurs and Spurs etiquette.
Yes.
What do you do when you run into a Spur? We got an email I'll share with you right after this next break.
Imagine if you could sell your house the moment you got your dream job halfway across the country. Make that a possibility by giving you a competitive offer on your house in a matter of days. So, hundreds of thousands of people have already requested their offer. I went to opendoor.com and saw for myself just how easy it was to request an offer. Open Door takes a look at your house along with recent sales in your neighborhood to come up with a very competitive offer.
A real offer.
You'll know how much you'll get. You can close when you're ready, and you can do everything online. And when you sell directly to Open Door, you don't have to make repairs, do prep work, or schedule showings. Open Door offers a competitive, hassle-free sale so you can focus on what's ahead in life. Get a free offer on your house at opendoor.com/myoffer. That's opendoor.com.
So Joe Biden got his foot caught in the pedal when he tried to get off his bike early Saturday. He's fine though. Nothing to see here. He's fine.
License 02061130 in California and Open Door Brokerage LLC and its other markets.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home, so we won't have.
And whatever you want to do at 40. I left it open, but.
When you can trust Massey's
Let me
pest
see what
prevention.
if there's any new trending on Twitter or elsewhere.
Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Don't let a slick Willie or some Johnny come lately throw you a fast one. Go with a trusted pro you can count on. Your independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer is trained to be the best. Quality service before and after installation. American Standard Air.
Ask the pros at Aramindia about their exclusive Advantage program. American Standard equipment installed, worry-free, maintenance included for one low monthly price. Number TMCLA 447668.
Inflation out of control. Illegal immigration.
The cartels are winning.
Soaring gas prices.
With what's happening.
Unhinged crime in our cities.
Come back a few more times today.
This is where we are.
News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Just ahead of headlines, traffic and weather together. So we've been taking your brushes with spurs and spur etiquette. Now, Chris, you did not make eye contact with Bruce Bowen, so therefore you did not talk to him.
Yes, I was not going to. He was looking at his phone. I was not going to interrupt whatever he was doing.
You weren't going to be that guy.
I don't want to be that guy. I won't be that guy.
See, I had a brush with David Robinson at a Ruth Chris. We were there for a Christmas gathering with somebody that my wife works with. And we're sitting there, and there's David and his entire family eating dinner. And the lady we were with says, we should go over and talk to him. I said, no, he's having dinner.
Exactly.
You don't bug anybody while they're having dinner. And especially somebody like David Robinson. You don't walk up and interrupt his dinner. And obviously, they were having a nice family dinner. It was around the holidays. So you don't want to go and interrupt that.
No.
Which brought up the conversation at the table. Why? And that's basically how I brought it up, was you don't want to bug anybody eating dinner.
Totally agree.
All right, so I got this email from Michelle. Said, I managed to be in the same elevator with Sean Elliott at a local hospital, but I didn't know who he was. He was very kind, and we were just chatting away. It wasn't till we got off on the same floor when people said, it's Sean Elliott. I looked at him and smiled. He winked. Who knows what he thought, since I had no clue who he was. Very nice guy.
I love Sean Elliott. He is one of the coolest guys ever. And, you know, just I've had a few moments to, you know, we once had Sean Elliott in the studio over on Ticket 760. Mm-hmm. He's a big part of what we do every year with the Elf Louise Radiothon.
Yes, he is.
And it's another guy who stayed in San Antonio and just a big part of this city now.
Big part of the city. And I remember back in the old days of Sean Elliott, when he first got to the team, when he first signed up to do commercials for Taco Cabana. I was working at KZEP at the time, actually spent a Saturday morning with Sean Elliott at a Taco Cabana.
Cool.
And he stayed there until he took a picture or signed everybody's anything.
Wow.
He did not leave. I mean, we were only scheduled there for a couple hours. He was there for at least 3 hours signing people's stuff. We actually had to start turning people away for him, or he would probably still be there signing stuff. That was back in the early 90s.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just a great guy.
Now, Spurs etiquette, if he is taking photos with people and you get a good vibe that he wants to take another one, then go do it.
Yeah.
But gosh, the one place you don't buy, eating with their families,
Amen.
Leave them be. Please.
Amen to that. All right, Brian, what else is going on?
Well, a new report says Uvalde police have responded to the Robb Elementary school shooting when his 77 minutes before trying to open the 2 classroom doors. We'll have details coming up. Also, an investigation underway after the discovery of a body found floating in the water along the Riverwalk this morning. And the U.S. is observing Juneteenth.
Jimmy Hoffa.
We'll have all
Yeah.
the details.
That's who it was.
Swimming with the fishes.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the west side of town, we have a disabled vehicle on the right shoulder.
Oh, God.
Couples expect delays. On the north side, we have an accident working on Lock Hill Selma Road between Wurzbach Parkway and Keebner Road. This is reported there at Castleton Street, so we expect delays. And on the far northeast side, we have an accident reported at the intersection of Nacogdoches Road at Loop 1604. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by Thomas J. Henry, injury attorneys available 24/7.
Thomas J. Henry Law has more than 2,700 5-star Google reviews from satisfied clients. If you've been injured and need an attorney, don't leave your case to chance. Contact Thomas J. Henry today at tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
Mixture of clouds and sun today, tomorrow, Wednesday. Highs 101 today, 100 tomorrow, and upper 90s near 100 on Wednesday. 78 degrees.
Retire in 5 years or less. Find out more at lifestylesunlimitededucation.com.
Charlie Parker's salute to Audie Murphy and your San Antonio Football Club Insider, brought to you by SWBC, just minutes away. Well, former President Trump has been railing about wanting equal time with regards to the January 6th hearings. I don't think it's going to happen, but if he wants it, shouldn't he get it?
I would think, I mean, if we're going to have fair hearings, I think he should be called. And if, like Ginny Thomas, the wife of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, she indicated she would show up as they might interview her. The way to get equal time is to volunteer. Say, yeah, I'm coming.
See, I think the former president wants equal time, but he doesn't want to be in the January 6th hearings. I think he wants to do something separate and bring his case up. But I think to be, equal on both sides, he should appear in the January 6th committee. If he's got something to say, shouldn't both sides be represented?
I would agree with that. And I think, he's Donald Trump, the former president. If he went to Fox or any network, or just went online himself and said, I'm talking about my side of this for 1 hour or 90 minutes or whatever he wants to do, I would imagine every network would cover that because it would be hugely newsworthy.
You would think. Well, for one thing's for sure, he will not be in the hearing tomorrow. That's the next one that's up. They're expected to show evidence about how Donald Trump's alleged involvement in a scheme to submit fake slates of electors. It's just going to be another one of these hearings that we hear one side of the story.
Yeah. And again, I wonder, Tim, how many Americans are truly engaged in this? We are so polarized. I think a lot of people believe whatever they believe on one side or another. I think there's a very small segment of America that can be swayed by what will be learned at these hearings. And I don't know if the majority of that small slice are even watching these hearings.
Yeah, when they're daytime during the week, I think it's going to be harder to get an audience. When they did the primetime one, they had 20 million people watch it.
Yeah.
So if you want to get some people's eyes on there, do it in primetime again. Well, we'll bring you details on that once it does happen. But right now, here's Charlie Parker with his salute to a great American hero, Audie Murphy.
I'm Charlie Parker, and today we salute United States Army.
All right, this one's all yours. Next few segments are all yours, baby. I'm just here for the ride.
I may spin from,
well,
I may spin from, and we'll see if there's any more talkbacks. If there are, we'll play them.
Yeah, I haven't got any.
But from that into where are the statues?
You know what?
Since we had some fun with that,
let's do that.
We'll do
because
that.
I'm not getting any more talkbacks.
Okay.
Last one I got was Ted Nugent. I'm not doing Ted Nugent. Love me some Ted Nugent, but that was not the question, people.
And we'll also bring up the fact that the NBA draft is on,
Thursday.
So that gives us a reason to talk Spurs. If people are going, hey, it's June, why are you talking Spurs? Well,
draft is Thursday. Spurs start at number 9.
Yeah, so we'll start because that's news.
Yeah,
so we'll start with draft Thursday.
I like it. I like it.
What are the expectations?
Let me go podcast so I can get the fuck out of here and go make waffles.
With the new waffle maker.
Yeah. The other one's going to the Smithsonian.
Nice.
the Marines, he eventually was able to enlist in the Army. First saw action in the 1943 Allied invasion of
Charlie Parker with his commentary.
in the Battle of Anzio, the liberation of Rome, and the invasion of southern France. After the war, Murphy embarked on a 21-year acting career, played himself in the 1955 autobiographical film To Hell and Back, that based on his 1949 memoirs of the same name, but most of his roles were in Westerns. Just a quick look at some of his military awards. They include the Bronze Star 2 times, one with a V device, 3 Purple Hearts, Army Good Conduct Medal, Distinguished Unit Citation, World War II Victory Medal, Army of Occupation Medal with a German clasp, the French Legion of Honor, and the French Croix de Guerre with a Silver Star. Again, those are just some of his awards. Suffering from what would today be described as PTSD, Murphy spent the rest of his life after the war enacting sleeping with a loaded handgun under his pillow. He unfortunately looked for solace in addictive sleeping pills. My bad. I forgot to mention the Medal of Honor, the Distinguished Service Cross, the Silver Star Medal twice, and the Legion of Merit. Audie Murphy died in a plane crash in Virginia in 1971, shortly before his 46th birthday. He was interned with military honors at Arlington National Cemetery, where his grave is one of the most visited. Again, today and every day, we salute Texan American First Lieutenant Audie Leon Murphy.
This is San Antonio FC Insider, brought to you by SWBC.
San Antonio FC and Oakland Roots has
All right.
into a 1-1 draw Saturday at Toyota Field in the club's first home match in 6 weeks. The visitors from the Bay Area opened the scoring in the 29th minute, finishing a cross in the box. Before SAFC newcomer Sam Adeniran collected his first goal just before halftime off an assist from PC to level the match at 1. The draw marked the first of the season through 14 weeks for Alan Marcina's side. San Antonio plays away Friday at Colorado Springs Switchbacks. They return home June 28th versus Tulsa.
San Antonio sports fans know great teams are powered by great talent. SWBC is looking for new talent to join our team in a workplace where game-changing ideas drive success. We employ top professionals in IT, accounting, human resources, insurance, and more. Great teams are powered by great talent, and great employees are empowered at SWBC. Apply today at swbc.com/careers. That's swbc.com/careers.
If you know anything about bed bugs, you know that they are a nightmare simply because they're so tough to get rid of, and you often don't know you have a serious problem until it's a full-blown infestation. Charity McCurdy here for ABC. Families that travel often or have kids that return home from college are especially susceptible. Bed bugs are an issue in dorm rooms as well as hotels. If you think you might have bed bugs, do not wait. Call ABC Home and Commercial Services for a free evaluation. Call ABC 210-599-9500.
Make this the year you go to our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com.
A weekend full of superstar performances, never seen before collaboration, and once-in-a-lifetime moments you'll have to see to believe.
Friday, September 23rd and Saturday the 24th at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
Our 2022 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Buy your tickets now at AXS.com.
We're in the most active season of the year right now, and hip pain, knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain sucks the fun right out of living. I'm Charlie Parker with fantastic news. QC Kinetics is helping people get the fun back. Advanced regenerative treatments. Regenerative medicine, basically taking growth factors with healing properties from your own body and putting them into your aching joints. And it's done by local medical professionals. This exciting in-office non-surgical treatment can repair and restore damaged tissue in your joints. No surgery, no drugs, no downtime. And patient satisfaction reports are incredible. Call QC Kinetics now to learn more about regenerative medicine. Get a free in-office consultation. 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. They're in Hollywood Park and Westover Hills. 210-571-0318.
Chances are you're jamming in your car right now. And since Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance, so you only pay for what you need, Limu and I are going to show you some safe car dance moves. Hit it. Everybody, check your blind spots real quick. Now hands on the wheel. Put them 10 and 2 and move your head like a bird do. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Candle Health is now open in St. Cloud. We invite you for a grand opening of our Candle Health Center at 122 St. Cloud Road in San Antonio on Saturday, June 25th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Come tour our medical center and meet our providers. Enjoy complimentary activities including live music, raffles, and more at the new Candle Health Center at 122 St. Cloud Road in San Antonio. We look forward to seeing you at our full medical center on Saturday, June 25th. Call us for more information at 210-460-0394. See you soon.
Former Bexar County District Attorney Nico LaHood is your host for Sidebar, a new show with a unique take on life and the law today. Sidebar, Saturday mornings at 9 with Nico LaHood from the LaHood Norton Law Group on News Radio 1200 WOAI.
The most exciting jewelry buying opportunity is happening right now at Diamonds Direct. Pick any jewelry piece, pay nothing down, and get 5 years, 0 interest financing. Imagine that $4,000 eternity band for only $67 a month, or that $8,000 engagement for just $135 a month. You can finance 100% of the purchase price, even the tax. Don't miss this limited time opportunity for the lowest payments ever on fine jewelry. But hurry, this offer ends June 30th. Details, directions, and more at diamondsdirect.com. Approved credit.
This is News Radio 1200 WOAI, San Antonio, an iHeart radio station.
The latest on that shooting that left 7 wounded and 2 dead at a family barbecue in San Antonio. Good morning, I'm Brian Gann with our top stories and traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the far northeast side, we have an accident reported on Nacogdoches Road at Loop 1604. On the northwest side, we're getting reports of an accident working on Loop 410 westbound near Bandera. And on the far southeast side, we have a grass fire reported on I-37 northbound near Highway 181, so expect delays. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by TxDOT. Driving through oil and gas production areas can be challenging, so be extra cautious. Slow down, pay attention to road conditions, and remember, when passing, to make sure there's plenty of room to get around. Be safe. Drive smart. A message from TxDOT.
Weather Channel forecast calling for mostly sunny today, a high near 98. Look for lows tonight back into the mid-70s. It's 77 now at News Radio 1200 WOAI. An investigation is underway this morning after the discovery of a body found floating in water along the Riverwalk downtown near St. Mary's and Commerce. Police say a man was walking early this morning when they found the body in the water. Police are investigating. They're not sure whether it was a drowning or something else. San Antonio police, meanwhile, are also investigating a drive-by shooting that killed 2 people, wounded 5 on the city's southwest side. Police Chief William McManus says it happened as a family was gathering in front of a home for a family barbecue. He says he's frustrated with the amount of violence in the city recently.
No concern for consequence, no concern for people's lives.
2 people were killed in the shooting, 3 other men and 2 women were wounded. Some children were inside the house at the time of the shooting, but they were not hurt. The suspect is still being sought. A new report is out saying Uvalde police who responded to the Robb Elementary School shooting Waited 77 minutes before trying to open the two doors.
A report in the San Antonio Express News says investigators don't believe the gunman who killed 21 people in Uvalde last month could have locked the two doors from the inside. Doors at the school are designed to lock when they close. The report says police had access to a tool that could have opened the door even if it was locked. I'm Jacqueline Scott.
Texas Senator John Cornyn, who's been negotiating that gun control legislation with Democrats, did not exactly receive a warm welcome at this past weekend's Texas GOP convention. Cornyn, during his address, during the convention, the GOP party also adopted a platform that declared the Texas GOP's formal opposition against giving special legal status to gay men or women. 2 more cases of monkeypox being reported in Texas. The cases are apparently unrelated in Houston. It brings to 3 the total number of cases reported in Texas so far this year, with the other case being reported in Dallas. Infectious disease expert Dr. Peter Hotez says monkeypox is getting a lot of attention, but COVID-19 is still the thing to be concerned about.
Number of cases is going up, hospitalizations is going up, so that remains the far graver threat to the population.
Those who've been impacted by monkeypox are said to be isolating, and the health department says the threat to the public remains low. A new study shows about a fifth of the
Monkeypox.
For more than a year. The research out of Australia tracked patients for 12 months and found that some experienced long COVID, likened it to a traumatic brain injury. Patients also suffered from shortness of breath, fatigue, and other mental issues. And the study suggests the adverse effects may be felt.
How much did you say the Powerball was worth?
$296.
$296. Okay.
I think me and you need to go down to Florida and do a remote from the Everglades during the python kill.
Absolutely.
Juneteenth is a recognition of June 19th, 1865, when African-American slaves here in Texas formally received word they were freed. First baby formula, now a sriracha shortage.
Yeah, we had that last week, Brian. Where the hell you been? Oh, that's right. You weren't here last week.
Incorporated, the company who makes the spicy condiment, is warning retailers and customers to expect to have trouble finding sriracha in the coming months. It's due to
Yes, we have no sriracha.
A sriracha shortage. Just when you thought it couldn't get worse.
Where the farms that supply the chilies are located. The sriracha shortage is expected to extend into
No, I'm just like really excited. I get to use my new waffle maker this morning. I know that's just, kind of sad, actually.
Hey, man, simple pleasures.
I am a sad individual. And I can't believe my wife. Well, do we have any pancake waffle mix? I said, yeah, it's called flour and sugar and butter and milk. Yeah. Yeah, waffle mix. What the hell? Valley girl.
According to new data from communications firm Edelman.
Really believe that employers do more in order to attract systemic racism.
Jacqueline Stewart is Edelman's executive vice president and head of multicultural communications. He said 6 out of 10 workers surveyed say they would not take a job or have left a job in the past year because an employer failed to address racism or speak out against racial injustice.
People want to see, they want to feel, they want to believe what an organization is doing, not just saying when it comes to systemic racism.
The report comes more than 2 years after companies like Walmart, Bank of America made headline-grabbing pledges and multi-billion-dollar investments to address racial inequalities. I'm Ed Corey, Bloomberg Radio.
No matter where you are, we are live anywhere on the iHeartRadio app. I'm Brian Gann, News Radio 1200 WOAI. Now, a check of traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the far northeast side, we have an accident reported on Nacogdoches Road at Loop 1604. On the northwest side, we're getting reports of an accident working on Loop 410 westbound near Bandera. And on the far southeast side, we have a grass fire reported on I-37 northbound near Highway 181, so expect delays. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News
News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by National Safe Boating Council and the U.S. Coast Guard. Boating.
Longhorns are officially out.
Your family, friends, or that massive cat.
Way to go.
The most important connection while you're out on the water is with your boat's engine. Get connected and always use your engine cutoff switch. Learn more at getconnectedboating.org.
Good morning and happy Monday, starting off from
Yippee-ki-yay.
some clouds around this morning and temperatures in the mid to upper
Digga
70s.
digga ding ding. Digga ding ding. Digga ding ding.
101, plus a 10% rain chance. I'm meteorologist Jeanette Kaye, News 4 San Antonio.
This report is sponsored by Integrity Roofing and Siding.
Stand by, Chris.
Woo!
Roofing and siding. Your home or business is a valuable asset. Be careful selecting a roofer just because they can start today. Choose a company with a proven history and an impeccable reputation in San Antonio for over a decade. Call Integrity Roofing at 340 Roof or online at integritysa.com.
San Antonio's first news. I'm Chris Duel, along with Mr. T, Tim Merryman, the boss man, Brian Gann, in for Charity McCurdy in the 24-hour news center. Jeremy Kolok making the whole show go. He is your Soundscape stylist. And Tim, Jeremy said something I liked earlier this morning. He has declared this week Elvis Week. Now, I know the real Elvis Week is in Graceland, the week that culminates with the candlelight vigil, the night Elvis died, August 16th, 1977 originally. But as we mentioned, the Elvis movie comes out this Friday. So Jeremy has just declared this entire week Elvis Week. I kind of like it.
I like it a lot, actually. And I asked him last week if he was going to wear his white jumpsuit or the black leather to the movie, and he said he hadn't decided yet. Have you decided yet? Okay. And I'm sure you have one of each, at least, right? Yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah.
You got
Well,
the
and
peacock
Jeremy,
one?
you're 24 years old and you're in great shape. You're a lean, mean fighting machine. In fact, I dare say you're a hunk of burning love. Whereas,
You guys want to be alone?
No, I'm just being honest. Mr. T and I, we're a little older. We got kind of some bulges in certain places. And, so I think we just established that Mr. T and I need to wear the jumpsuits.
Yes.
Even though I do fancy the black leather 68 comeback special Elvis getup. But you, sir, 24-year-old Jeremy, you can pull off the black leather getup. I think that's what you need to wear.
That's
a good
true.
point.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Good point.
Exactly.
Well, and see, when I saw everybody on social media going to see Top Gun Maverick, they were all wearing the aviator sunglasses. Some of them were wearing flight suits. Civilians going to see them. So if they can wear flight suits and aviator sunglasses to go see Top Gun, we can wear jumpsuits and capes to go see
I have to have
the
the
Elvis
cape.
movie.
I have to have the cape to go see the movie.
Yes. So, all right, the week ahead, as you mentioned, Tim, Powerball, $296 million tonight. I'm playing. You can't win if you don't play. If you want to be struck by lightning, you put yourself in a position to be struck by lightning. And then, okay, so Friday, the Elvis movie. Thursday night, Spurs and the NBA draft. How about that?
Oh, you talk about a weekend. That is just weekend made right there.
3 picks in the first round, and then you got another pick at number 3. So the Spurs have the 9th pick, the 20th pick, the 25th pick, and the 38th pick. That one's in the second round. What are they going to do?
That is a great question, and I think we need to bring the Spurs karma on Thursday. I think you should bring your Spurs candle in, wear your hard hat. We'll come in Spurs attire just to get that mojo going.
I got a good. I think the Spurs are going to do something special on Thursday night. And maybe package all of those draft picks, maybe move up to number 1, 2, or 3 and get some.
I like your thinking there, mister.
All right. We got a lot more coming at you, including a little bit later, just a few minutes away. In fact, the Hannity Morning Minute brought to you by Insperity. That, your news, your traffic, and weather together. It's San Antonio's first news on News Radio 1200 WOAI. I didn't expect to go there.
No, that's even better.
Okay.
I'll tell you, that's when the show get better, when we do those things that aren't planned. No, I like that. Though.
So, okay, so this is a short one and a toss to
Brian.
Brian.
It's Brian. Yeah, if anybody could wear the black leather, it's him. I can get it on. I just can't get the damn thing off. You know, it kind of grows to you. Yeah, I can honestly say I've never owned leather pants. Thank God. I did have some parachute pants.
I have never owned leather pants either.
I had some parachute pants at one time.
I did not have parachute pants. I missed those too.
I did. All right, this is from Nathan, the same guy that sent us the pictures. David Robinson and Tim Duncan used to come in Canyon Cafe when I worked there all the time. So I would bump into them all the time. Almost took out Steve Kerr hustling back to get to the house, practically ran him over. Wow, this is long. Ran into David Robinson at the DMV.
Everyone can afford a generator from Cogent. Call today at 210-967-9803. We'll keep the power on for you.
I never forget when we David was coming in to use our studios at the other building, was doing some stuff with Sirius on the NBA channel. And when he looked it up, he went down to the TV station and get a call from David on my phone. And I said, no, some reason you're down at TV station. So I gave him directions on how to get out of downtown and to our other building. And he came pulling up in this Jaguar, right? They had modified that where the front seat was actually in the back seat. So he could fit into it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. It was so nice, though. Man, he was such a hell of a nice guy.
Thank you, Rayson.
Consult your physician for medical conditions. Visit our website, goodfeetsanantonio.com. Come in and try the.
Now, since we probably went long.
Actually, we're not bad. We're going to have about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. It's supposed to be 2 minutes, but you know.
As a tribute to all who lost their lives on September 11th, 2001, or from 9/11 related illnesses, this high-tech 83-foot tractor trailer transforms into an 1,100 square foot exhibit, a tool to educate people about 9/11.
Wow.
Visit it in the city near you and join Tunnel to Towers on its mission to do good and never forget. Donate $11 a month at t2t.org. That's T2T.org.
Giving it your all on the court? Make sure you have the right partner by your side. Highland's Leg Cramps Quick Dissolve Tablets, America's #1 leg cramp relief solution for over 10 years. No water needed, no stomach upset, just fast, effective relief. Also,
Yeah, so it's just ahead of headlines, traffic, and weather together.
Okay.
And beyond. Available at Walmart, Walgreens, and
Ding
CVS.
ding ding ding
Claims-based
ding 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 ding.
accepted medical evidence, not FDA evaluated.
Military Appreciation Month at Brown Chevrolet in Divine. A 2022 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT, now just $44,987. Military members get an additional $500 off. Drive away in a 2022 Chevy Equinox LS for just $26,280. And enjoy 0% financing or $1,250 cash allowance. See dealer and brownchevrolet.com for details.
So are you going to HEB to run into somebody else again today?
I may stop by HEB. It's the last day of spring. I gotta
see if you can
celebrate.
Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
Timmy D, stand by.
There you go. Little MJ. San Antonio's first news, just ahead of headlines, traffic and weather together. I'm Chris Duel, along with Mr. T, Tim Merryman. Brian Gann in for Charity McCurdy in the 24-hour news center. And young Elvis, 24-year-old Jeremy Kolok, going to wear that leather to the Elvis movie coming up on Friday. He is your Soundscape Stylist. Tim, I'm a little nostalgic. This is our final broadcast of spring.
Yeah.
Because the summer solstice officially hits the Northern Hemisphere at 4:13 tomorrow morning, about an hour before we come on the air. So we'll be, next show will be in the summertime.
So you're telling me it hasn't been summer all this time? We've been in the 100-degree.
None of this.
It's not summer yet.
We have been living in springtime.
So you're telling me that it's just going to get hotter is what I keep hearing.
It's going to get hotter. Gas prices are going to go up. More inflation. Other than that, but the Spurs have 3 picks in the first round of Thursday night.
Thank God for that good news.
And we do have a big lotto mega Powerball worth $293 million.
Let's just call it $300 million.
Let's just call it.
I mean, what's $4 million amongst friends?
Amen. Amen to that. Lots more coming up, including the Sean Hannity Morning Minute brought to you by Insperity. But right now, back to Brian Gann with the latest headlines.
Well, there's a new report that says that Uvalde police who responded to the Robb Elementary School shooting waited 77 minutes before trying to open the 2 classroom doors. San Antonio police are investigating after a body was
I imagine the city of Uvalde will just declare bankruptcy when those families sue.
Yeah, because you know it's coming.
My
you
God,
know it's coming.
Such negligence.
Oh, and they won already.
Yeah.
Reported on Nacogdoches Road at Loop 1604. On the northwest side, we're getting reports of an accident working on Loop 410 westbound near Bandera. And on the far southeast side, we have a grass fire reported on I-37 northbound near Highway 181, so expect delays. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by Integrity Roofing and Siding.
I'm Ronnie Suarez of Integrity Roofing. Reputation, value, and experience are key when selecting a contractor. Integrity Roofing are insurance claims specialists, so call us today at 340-ROOF or visit us online at integritysa.com.
Mixture of clouds and sun today, tomorrow, Wednesday. Highs 101 today, 100 tomorrow, and upper 90s near 100 on Wednesday. 78 degrees. Coming right up, your Sean Hannity Morning Minute brought to you by Insperity. So do you have plans to hit the HEB and run into another spur and not talk to him today?
I might stop by the HEB, see if Bruce Bowen's there, and maybe would make eye contact with me this morning.
This time, just walk around in front of him and keep staring at him.
I'll just
yeah. Yeah, it is what it is, Bruce.
Who's
all right.
Hacking guy?
One last brush with Spurs from our good friend Nathan. Nathan Rober, I believe is how you say his last name. He's got a bunch of them. Apparently, if you want to run into a Spur, hang out with Nathan.
Okay.
Because he runs into him quite a bit. He said he used to work at a Canyon Cafe, and David Robinson and Tim Duncan used to come in all the time.
Whoa.
And at the same Canyon Cafe, he said he almost took out Steve Kerr. Said he was hustling to get to the back of the house and practically ran him over.
Oh.
It was after he saved our bacon in Dallas. Said, epic game last night, dude. And then I sidestepped him and kept going. Now that is good Spurs etiquette right there.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you for the epic game last night. I got to go.
There you go. And get out of their way.
And get out of their way.
Not collide with them.
Get out of their way. Now we need to get with the boss man, Brian, and see if he'll send us down to Florida so we can do a live broadcast because the 2022 Python Challenge is about to kick off in August 5th. We can go down there and hunt pythons.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah, because I could use a nice pair of boots.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To go with your Elvis jumpsuit.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, because they're hunting the invasive Burmese pythons because apparently a lot of people let them go when they had them as pets and didn't like them, and now the Everglades is just full of them, and they are invasive. Last year, they removed 223 pythons, which is more than double from the year before. So they're expecting another bumper crop of Burmese pythons in the Everglades.
By remove, you mean kill? Yeah, kill.
Yeah.
That's a nice way to, we removed these pythons.
Yeah, they don't move them to another location. No. They make boots and hats.
Back to Burma. They're Burmese pythons. Why doesn't Burma take them back?
Yeah. Well, they're trying to get asylum, and it takes a while.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if we can get Brian to send us down to Florida, we'll go hunt some pythons in the Everglades.
Why the hell not?
It'd be great.
Yeah.
Talk about good radio. All right, here's your Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
All right, y'all. My battery's almost dead, so I didn't plug it in on this laptop, so I'm going to jump out of here. See you tomorrow.